All right, all right. Hello, hello. Welcome everyone back to a special HEX Happy Hour by the Dip show. Is that what we're doing? Because certainly feels like it and looks like it in the price charts. How's everybody doing out there?
Good.
Doing great. Happy Friday.
Awesome.
I just took a nap.
Thanks for having us, Cabana.
Absolutely. I'm just adjusting some audio on my end. But yeah, great to see everybody. Motley Investor, are you able to unveil your location?
Yeah, Puerto Rico for now.
Oh, still? All right.
Yeah. A couple more days and I'm going somewhere else in the world.
Somewhere else.
Yep.
And then winding up potentially in London in December.
Yeah, definitely there. Has that been confirmed yet?
No.
Okay.
I think I saw your reply on it. So.
Everybody's just traveling around, having an awesome time and fun. And Patrick and I are the only ones who are working, or what is going on here?
Aren't we traveling around, or I mean,
you're doing both.
Yeah.
That's the next one. He's probably in Puerto Rico as well, huh?
No, he's not actually.
He's on the move as well.
He's not.
I wish he was.
Further on the move. On the move.
So let's go around the room. We have Motley Investor, one of the co-hosts of the show, always in, he can say, Puerto Rico. Big Kirkowski from a mystery location. David.
It's not that mystery. It's
okay.
My original set here.
Oh, nice. We're seeing big Kirk history. Shout out to DJ Cryptomatic for playing us in on Twitch. Awesome as always. I just see like we're getting rated. So hey to everybody from Twitch, DFed, David Feder. What's going on, Feder?
Hey, doing great, guys. Thanks for having me. Happy Friday.
Heck yeah, man. So it's always funny nowadays. Like people see your name on a stream and they're like, "Oh my gosh, PulseChain update. What do you know?" So everybody's gonna.
I got it. I got that PulseChain hype.
All right. I love it. Randy Hilarski, you were the first one I asked on the show this week. How you doing, brother?
Doing great. Lots of drama in my life, but hey.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about said drama, and we'll get into that in a little bit. And two just outstanding world touring, United States touring Hexkins, aBit and Patrick Hex Lion. How you guys doing?
How's it going, everybody?
We are doing great. Thanks for having us, Cabana.
Oh, absolutely. Is this a traveling setup you have to be able to stream anywhere?
Yeah. Basically, it's actually a huge setup. So in front of us, there is some things going on, yeah. So microphones and huge camera, lights, and yeah.
Today it's just a small setup. One Blackmagic camera that films all of us. In our live streams, we would have 3 cameras and then switch around everything. Our setup game really evolved a lot since we have our team now available.
Fancy.
Crazy what they bring on knowledge that we could never bring. Like, all that setup here, you will need to study to do that, for sure.
Outstanding.
But Randy, hey,
Yep.
It's really hard hearing you complaining, like you're in the sea, the sun is shining, and you were talking about drama. So I love that when I saw that on YouTube. Glad that you still do that.
Yeah, it was hard to like sympathize with the complaining there, or not complaining, but the eulogy. It was like, oh, he's just like laying the old entity to rest, and he's like in the sea. It's just beautiful.
Yeah, fuck them motherfuckers.
Reminded me of Acapulco when I met you the first time.
Absolutely, man. Man, Alan and I back when it was what was HEX at the time? Under a penny still, right?
Definitely under penny, 100%. Yeah, maybe at like 1 penny, let's say. But it was a couple of months later when it exploded, and then we decided to do the tour.
Yeah, now he's balling.
Well, our budget grows with the price, so we're having fun.
But you've got more HEX than me, so
I don't know about that, man.
Yeah,
I'm stake longer though.
I
know for sure that I'm stake longer than you. I can say that proudly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Has there been aBit chain analysis?
No, we were hanging out together.
Somebody
so
probably
okay. Yeah, I know. After hanging out with Motley, he's like the number 2 whale of all of HEX. So
I wish.
kidding.
I wish.
Yeah. Yeah, that's big K actually. So anyway,
More accurate.
You know what, you guys, I'm coming for all of you. You know, I'm having a birthday letter, right? So every birthday I have a lot of HEX coming out, and my birthday was just last week. So a lot of HEX came out, a lot of big payday coins. And what I do now is just I stake longer, and now I have more T-shares than I had before. So step by step, every single year, I'm coming for you big whales, for sure. I will be a shark one day too.
Isn't that the beauty of it, though, is that you can take some of those early stakes and just put them out further and actually get more HEX T-shares because of that. That's just the way the system is designed. And if you can take advantage of it now, years down the road, it could pay just immense dividends.
But here's the only thing, though. So the stake that came out was 2 years out long, right? I need to stake it out for the maximum, at least 10 years, to improve my T-shares. So this is a long time, a long commitment. So anybody who wants to get more T-shares, the only way is to stake it out way longer than you had before. Otherwise, you won't get more T-shares, right? This is the system.
Yep, absolutely. I just wanted to say hello to everyone in chat. Everybody's saying hello to Randy, who is joining us after, I don't know. When was the last time you were on, man? Was it late last year?
I made a commitment that I'm going to be one of the guys that shows up once in a while now.
Cool deal.
I mean, if it's on your show or if it's on Discourse, or maybe once in a while I'll do a surprise stream, but it's not going to be
So we need to invite Randy for a live stream at Kryptosparbuch.
There you go.
While you got the chance.
He'll be the special guest jumping around. That's how we got stuck with Motley. He just kept hanging around and wouldn't go away. I'm kidding. Kidding. We got jokes.
I got.
He just likes the
spotlight coming my way.
He likes the spotlight in that game that we play at the end.
Yes, this is the dip cancel show. I think it may have already been canceled. I mean, it
bounced pretty quick.
Yeah, there's a big bag out there that is still unloading. So put those limit orders in, guys.
It's great that you mentioned that, because Patrick and I were talking about that too, and Patrick was explaining to me why the price dropped so much. He was showing to me on etherscan.ir, look, this address just dumped the price. But you guys know about Hart's law, right? Assets that are tradable with each other, they go up and down with each other, but HEX, the most liquidity is in USDC. So I say, because of Hart's law, of course, it's the guy who dumped the price, but it does not help that Bitcoin also went up in price in the same situation. I think this is why we had like this 46% correction from the top. Otherwise, if it was just this guy, it would not went down that much. This is my point. Patrick says no. What do you guys think?
Yeah, and it's not people early end staking, guys. Today, there's only 149,000 in penalties. So it wasn't one of those days where it's people saying, oh my God, I'm scared. There were a lot of small early end stakes, but it wasn't anything big.
It's just a large account just dumping.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's kind of like a chain reaction, because it's like the race to the bottom at that point, because everybody gets freaked out. I saw one account not even related to this guy that's got 12 million left. It was just 6+ million, just flat out dumped it like all in one shot. And I don't think it was related to this guy at all. And then other accounts just followed, because it's like, oh my gosh, is this the end? And that's how bottoms are formed, really.
Get the
yeah, I saw one account who dumped at 28 cents and
then
rebought at 32.
Oh, jeez.
That is terrible.
No, actually, it is the smart thing to do, Cabana. Like, imagine he would not bought in. Like, even worse, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean,
I'm
I'm here for it, but it just sucks to see that happen to somebody.
It takes all to make such a step.
It sucks, kind of, but like
right.
We all understand that we have the gains are made from people. That the true story is that, if you look at the chart and see the chop over the past month and a half or so, or maybe what has it been, not even a month, like 3 weeks or whatever. But there are people that are going to buy the top and sell the bottom in there, and that have short time horizons, and their loss is other people's gains. That's just how it works. So there's somebody out there who will be selling some bottoms and cursing HEX's name for a long time, for a while to come, when it leaves it behind. I mean, it's how the game is. Yeah.
I saw a couple 55-55s get nuked as well today. So That's pretty sad that that happened still. I thought that was
Wow.
behind us.
That's-
We'll
So-
always see that.
People just don't know what they're doing.
I still can't believe how much that happens. That still shocks me. Never in a million years that I think people would ESS like that much.
You just have people that don't do their research. That's all it is.
You
They
know,
play with the numbers and they're like, oh, I can max this out and get
People
the
just
maximum
don't- yeah,
return. They
it's-
don't realize they have to actually hold to what they say. There hasn't been anything like Hex before where there's actually repercussions to your actions.
And I do like the vagary
So
of the
much.
button.
I
If you
also-
read it, it's like, hey, this is for advanced users. Are you sure you want to do this? And there's like the yellow and red
Yeah.
striping going all around, but it doesn't
Yeah.
tell you what's going to happen. I love it.
And then
Stakers,
sooner or later
Stakers a
you
little
find
bit
out.
more kind.
That statement is fantastic. It tells you the exact dollar amount to the penny. It's like, here's what you're going to get. It's fucking, usually it says 0.
Yeah, exactly.
If it's a 555.
So where are we at? Price wise.
34.7.
it's about 35 cents.
Yeah.
34.
Oh,
Actually,
so
guys, I lost my keys to my staker app because I did it when I was in Mexico. I got kind of forced to leave Mexico, and I don't know, I lost some shit, and I have no idea where my staker app keys are. And I got a 55 stake in there with about 30,000 hex. So,
Randy,
Hold on to that phone.
please write a direct message to Steph or write help@staker.app and email.
but I mean, it's a key. Why would they have it?
Yeah, do it.
They
Okay,
they don't
alright.
have your key, but I think there might be a way for them to export the keys. Like maybe they can give you a way to export out of your phone, so you can
Okay.
recover from your phone as long as you
Yeah,
got the
my
phone.
phone is there. It's still in my phone. I never logged out.
Yeah, that's why you need to write Steph.
Okay, all right.
You get it. Still.
Okay, cool. Thanks, guys. Thank you. I knew something good would happen today.
You're welcome, man.
It's like 15 grand, man. It's like,
While we are a bit informal on this show, we are also informative. So
okay.
Yeah, so sure. So for everybody out there who is
Hey,
an active
hey,
user of the Staker app smart wallet can have support there by writing an email to help@staker.app.
I was like, tweet Steph directly at, just kidding. But
Yeah.
he
I mean,
loves
yeah.
that.
He
Oh,
also likes
Give him a
to
call
that,
at
that employees
555.
are doing that kind of customer support. So the email would be better.
absolutely. Oh, so what do we have on tap? So, I guess before we get into the fun stuff, let's just talk about pretty much the biggest news in the crypto community. And that's this whole Bitcoin ETF application approval for Valkyrie. I guess they won the race, so to speak. There's other races going on for other ETFs. What are we making of this? Anybody want to throw at it, Motley or Big K to start?
Hope we
I
make.
feel
I
like
mean,
Bitcoin ETF was so 3 years ago.
I'm about to say it's
And
still
it's here!
2017.
Yeah, it's just, cool, kick ass. We've got amazing other DeFi projects that are kicking it. Okay,
Let's
fine.
dust.
Sounds good.
Shit.
Randy tried to bring in props.
Let's get the dust off.
Yeah.
All right.
Bring her back one more time.
Yeah, breathe a little new life into her.
Yeah, what I
Good for
like
money.
is also, I've always said this about Bitcoin and Ethereum, they are gateway drugs in a sense, and perhaps this just opens that gate even wider, to other means of trading. People start to get their first crypto exposure, and then they're like, oh, what's that shiny object over there that pays me way more interest for holding? And perhaps we get more hexagons from it. We'll see, but I think it's nothing but good for the world of crypto, especially with all the FUD about governments wanting to ban coins and whatnot, especially U.S. government acting tough, and seeing an approval of this sort, potential approval, if you will, certainly bullish for the space.
Yeah, I don't find it bad at all. If you're going to look at a bad side of it, I feel like, allowing people to invest their retirement funds directly like that in any way, will forever give whales away to cat. I don't think Bitcoin's going to have the vertical acceleration it's had over the past, because that becomes more paramount as people get in through retirement. I feel like whales are going to constantly be able to get out as much as they want, over time. So I mean, it's just like I think it is good for the space. I just don't think that it's great for those that are going to be investing in that ETF long term.
Gotcha. Any takes on that, Randy, or have you spoken your piece?
I just think it's recycled news. I don't think that it sounds so much like 2017. For those of us who were there, who witnessed it, oh my God, it's like an echo, just coming back. It hit the mountain, now it's coming back to us. And it's like, okay, I'm not excited about it one bit.
Time again. That's right, Gavin. And what about?
And I'm also
go ahead.
curious to see if this is like just a Bitcoin pump and dump, because like what I know 2 weeks ago, the discount on the grayscale Bitcoin you got was like over 15-18% or something like that. So
20%.
maybe it's just a bunch of high volume investors who are pumping and they are maybe pumping over grayscale Bitcoin because they got it at such a discount. And now they are waiting until it's trading at a premium again, that they can get out of the market, and then they play the game over and over.
Yep.
Agreed. All right, and what about this funny bit of news, rounding up the news roundup? Coinbase launching its own NFT platform to take on OpenSea, as if like you would think like the top signals are getting really loud and heavy right now, but then again, Bitcoin's kind of teasing breakout. Ethereum's coming right up. We could, I'm in the camp. I think Patrick might be in the camp that we see six-figure Bitcoin before the cycle's over. But what do we make of this? Is this just kind of it's the new big thing? Is it like a top signal, or is this actually going to stick around for a minute? Because the more and more I see it, the more the space seems to be, I guess, becoming just a couple % more legitimate with some of the NFTs that I have seen, mainly HEX.toys. Great stuff over there, and the Richard Hart Captain thing is already, I don't know, multiplied in value. I don't know how many times. That stuff is really cool. Like actually having an NFT with a tangible kind of like asset. Is a space like something that'll stick around for very specific NFTs, or are we seeing just the beginning of this new whole marketplace in general?
Can I talk on this one?
Sure.
I was part of Splinterlands. Splinterlands was the first real big game that came out of Steam, and I absolutely killed it, man. How I got my original HEX was I sold my Splinterland cards. I got like about $3,000 worth of Bitcoin, turned it into Ethereum, and I bought HEX. That was in like week 1. And because that's money I didn't care about, right? So I didn't, at the time, I didn't have a lot of confidence in HEX. Yeah, I said, this one's just going for a Hail Mary here, hoping something happens, right? And I just think that NFTs are here to stay, guys, whether we like them or not, whether you're participating or not, these are not going away. Games are going to be all built around these NFTs. You got people like Gary Vaynerchuk talking about NFTs. I don't know if you guys know who Gary Vaynerchuk is, but he's pretty well known in the social media space. He's an asshole. I don't like him, but he definitely, when he says stuff, things get done. And he's one of the first guys on YouTube for wine, and he turned his channel into this huge thing. And now he's well known around the world, got a huge marketing firm, and there's a lot of people that are backing him up. So if we look forward, I think NFTs are going to be 100 times bigger than they are right now in just a couple of years. Whether you like it or not, Coinbase, man, they're just copying. They're not. They are no longer the tip of the sword. Now they're just copying.
They're just following the trends.
Yeah, they're doing the trends. That's all.
Same thing. Yep. They're just lagging behind.
Wallasaurus, I don't think all NFTs will stay, only the major ones. Sports, there's no way this JPEGs of rocks hang around. I don't know. I mean, Randy had a kind of a compelling point there.
Hey, dude, I got like $3,000 back in the day. That's a lot of money, right? Because NFTs back then, no one cared. I got all that money for some stupid cards, NFT cards. And now they're HEX.
Yeah.
aBit and Patrick, do you have a take on this NFT space?
Yeah, sure. So in my point of view, it's always beneficial if you are the seller of the NFT, And on the other side, if you're the buyer of the NFT, either you just want it because you're a collector and you just want to have this non-fungible token for the rest of your life, no matter like the value of it. But if you're buying NFTs for the sake of selling it to a higher price, then you're nothing else than a trader, you know. So I wouldn't recommend this play.
I mean,
aBit, anything?
Ah,
Or Patrick summed
I'm
it
a
up.
seller of NFTs myself, so here's my story. 2 years ago, I asked Richard Hart, can I use the HEX logo and make NFTs? And he said, bro, don't waste your time. I did it anyways, and he was right, it did not scale. So a couple of Hexkins bought my stuff, but I rather have not invested my time in something stupid. So if you do the NFTs or if you buy or sell, just buy HEX. Like, why are you in crypto and invest? Why are you using your time, your available time, to waste it? This is why I'm so big into HEX and not in NFTs. I don't have an opinion on them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I understand, like, you know, we're all pro HEX, pro Pulse, and especially on the PulseChain side, I think we want NFTs to actually blow up as big as it can possibly go. And, you know, some of that, as Benny Bills, I think, commented earlier, and I brought it up, just, you know, if NFTs come to Pulse and that becomes, you know, a new, cheaper playground, oh my goodness, man.
I know the team at EdaSwap, you know, I always talk about Eda because they're going to be one of the first projects coming over to Pulse to help, you know, build stuff on here. That's one of their things is NFTs. And it's very cool. You stake your Eda, you farm NFTs. So if that's one of the things you want to do, that's great. I mean, I got some cool NFTs from them for free. So I didn't pay for them. You know?
And DFED, you know, being a Pulse guy, I'm not going to ask you to get into the really good stuff yet, but do you have a take on NFTs? Does it excite you at all? Or is it just like, hey, cool, I hope it comes over to PulseChain? Or are you really bullish on it? What do you say?
Well, as a guy who's, you know, in it for the tech, right? There's only one kind of NFT that I like, and that's those .eth Ethereum name service domains. And then now they're not amazing today, but you can buy a .eth address, and then you can use that instead of your wallet address, and it's an NFT. So that's cool. Like, that's functional. And then supposedly in the future there'll be unstoppable domains and DNS. Well, you'll actually be able to. It'll be censorship proof, so you can actually use it for a website or a service. That's cool. That's actually useful. Like, I think this news for Coinbase, I think it's bullish on the ETH gas price. The gas is going to get more expensive. The gas is going to go up. And then same for Pulse. I think everybody who loves NFTs, come on over to Pulse, because I'm going to run a validator and I'm going to get fees. So come on over. You can mint all the NFTs you want on PulseChain for real cheap. So it's good for it's good for the economy, but I don't invest in any of that stuff though.
But what about trading NFTs, our stakes as NFTs? I mean, I think that's coming, isn't it?
I don't know.
I heard that Firebun had already written the code for it, for trading our stakes as NFTs. That's pretty badass.
Yeah, like trading the shares
there's-
of a stake as NFTs, no?
Yeah, RT share,
I mean,
whatever.
you gotta. People have to understand that really all an NFT is a serial number representation for something else. You know, so like, I mean, it's like a placeholder that can hold a lot. And like, when you have a pointer in coding in general, you can do a lot with that. You know, it like adds another level of scalability to it. So like, there is. I'm not saying that there's not usefulness to NFTs by any means. I mean, choosing which NF picture of a rock to buy is a little tougher than saying that they have value or not. You know, like if you buy the right rock, you know, you're gonna make a lot of money. It's I mean, that shit's great, you know. I mean, it's ridiculous, and I mean, and I'm sure a lot of people buy the wrong rocks for some of the right rocks to have value. But like that's not to say that there isn't usefulness in all of it. You know, I mean, I told everyone a couple weeks ago, I purchased an NFT for me to go, like, the winner of the thing gets to go throw out the first pitch of the Cubs game. I mean, like, that NFT is silly, and they probably didn't actually need an NFT to do what they're trying to do, but cool, sounds great. Fine. like I said, I find value in the space to some degree. I just worry that early investors are going to waste like actual capital that they could make real gains with on it, and that's But if you're playing a game, and it's a game, and you have a certain amount of money allocated to goof around with your game, fine. No one's stopping you. It's a fine time waster as far as things go, but please, if you haven't made mad gains yet, there's a better place to stick your money than
Totally.
JPEGs.
A lot of plebs are going to get wrecked. And I'm more bullish on like
for
Axie
sure.
Affinity than I am those damn rocks. Like if you give me some Pokemon type thing in an actual game I can play, kind of cool, kind of addicting. Rock JPEGs, brutal, like savage.
But hey, guys, but Crypto Panda's daughter made a nice chunk of change selling her NFTs. She's been creating them and making some good money with it, turning it into HEX. She took advantage of it.
Yeah,
she's like 13.
I'm not denying that I didn't either. I bought some silly orange fedoras and made a bunch off of them. Early on when I had first heard about all that stuff, back when we were doing stakes for a penny, NFTs were costing a penny to 10 cents. There was a lot of cheap. That's fine. I could see spending a couple dollars for something, but knowing that it's entirely entertainment value, and if you make anything off of it, you should be like, blown away by it. Don't be.
I guess it's truly the greater fool theory, right? When it comes to NFTs.
Yeah,
it really is. So again, so is all of this, and so is so much of it. And then there's billionaires that crushed the financial game that are basically playing that and have been forever. So it's one of those things where Richard's taught me that you can know what's right or you can observe what works and then follow the trends and do what works. And that is, scales much better. And actually, it's repeatable stuff. And here, this is what works. Now we're doing it again over here. And look, it still works. Okay, great. Maybe it's not theoretically what's, what you believe the ideal of right is, but that's not it. When did that ever make anybody any money?
Yeah, Russ says, want to buy my Richard Hart HEX toy. I don't know, man. I'd hang on to that. Mine is not for sale.
Yeah,
you got yours already?
I'm not selling.
No, I'm
not
just
the toy
talking
itself.
NFT. Yeah.
The thing is, do
JPEG
you want to be right
representation.
or do you want to be rich? So it's really easy for me, this question, to answer. Right?
Yeah, but I think as much
I was a coin collector. I was a coin collector.
Right.
All right.
The truth comes out. That's why he's
Yeah.
bullish. No, but I agree with that. Like baseball cards, like the same thing,
Baseball
right?
cards too,
Get rid of those
Yeah.
prismatic coins.
Yeah, I mean,
Pokemon
it's,
cards.
Yeah, but
Profit,
with the baseball cards or with the Pokemon games, wasn't it always the value because you could interact with the other person? Wasn't the value because of the game?
No,
And if it's
actually,
just
not at all. The value of the baseball cards really, at the end of the
Nostalgia.
day, was entirely the rarity of it. The rarest and most expensive baseball card isn't even of Babe Ruth or somebody
Honus
amazing
Wagner.
that's a great player. Yeah, it's Otis Wagner, and
Honus.
he's nobody. But that's because so many kids. There were so few of his card printed, and the ones that were printed, everyone used as spoke flickers for their bicycles, and so because of that, there's 10 in the world, and so those 10 are worth a super stupid amount of
Nostalgia
money.
and
doesn't make
rarity.
Yeah, they come together to create this insane,
For a
storm
piece of cardboard.
For a piece of cardboard, exactly. Which that's the only thing about the rareness thing of NFTs that are tough for me to sometimes swallow, because I get why the baseball card is rare. I can actually draw a line on everyone else or any of the toys that are out there. Everyone played with their GI Joes, and so the ones in the packages, are worth more. Fantastic, But with NFTs, there's no degradation along the way. Very few people are losing or playing with their NFTs until they break. None of that happens. So
That's
the rarity, the scarcity is harder to It has to be self-imposed in it. And is that enough? I guess it seems to be when we see what happens to pictures of rocks, you know. So
that's why HEX Toys and what Sai's doing with like having a tangible object is pretty cool. And then I've seen a lot of other pump-a-middles implemented in NFTs too, where like it's not just good enough to have the NFT for the tangible item. If you want the like tangible item, you have to actually burn the NFT, like essentially send it to like an OA address or like a burn address that it'll never go back on the market.
Socks did that, right?
Yeah. Like me and a couple other people we're working on a project as well, and we're gonna implement some of that same stuff. So like you can add stuff to this that actually make that rarity, make that real life tangibleness. Like you can make it all come together. It's interesting. It's definitely interesting.
Yeah, I think like cool thing about what Dan posted in the comments there, like the Michael Jordan baseball card, and he's like, yeah, I said baseball because he did have a short stint with the White Sox. Like that. Yeah, I mean that's. I mean if that was like a short. Yeah.
Upper deck. That was the best one, I think. Michael Jordan baseball with his White Sox uniform.
Yeah, but it's like just translate that over to NFTs to where you have some sort of like special event or rare run, you know, and it's, you know, there's only a few made or something like that. I mean, it's kind of that way with the HEX toys. It's like, you know, some are like a run of like 10,000. The Richard Hart Captain one, I think it was only like 369. That sold out, and you can't get anymore. I mean,
you got tangible items. You have nostalgia with like what we've gone through in the HEX community. Like all those triggers are there essentially to get people to want to buy and collect that kind of stuff.
So, yeah. Cabana, you said that you cannot get the Richard Hart NFT anymore because there were only 369. So let me tell you what happened to me personally. I created a Pokemon HEX card with all the specialties and so on. I was really proud. Took a lot of time to do that. And I created about 300 NFTs out of that. Nobody bought that. So I used my gas fees to create it. Nobody bought it. You know what somebody else did? Copy pasted and also put it in as an NFT, and they actually sold the Pokemon cards. So I, as an artist, did not got any money. Somebody just copy pasted, and now he's making money out of it. That sucks.
Yeah,
so how is NFT here any good?
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, what was the difference? Was it just a flat out copy paste? Was it more? Did they only do like a run of 30? I'm just trying to figure it out because I'm
10 times cheaper.
I'm ignorant to it. Yeah,
yeah, maybe they have it a little bit cheaper than I. Like, the Ethereum was so low when I created it, so I probably put it in as for 1 Ethereum or something like that. And this guy probably was smarter than I. I'm just saying he copy pasted it and did the same NFT. So if I copy paste Richard Hart's NFT now, I can have the same. In my opinion.
I guess
well, you wouldn't
if you're
because
interacting with another system, you know, like if you're interacting with like factors. You know, if you wear it in Decentraland or you claim a actual character from HEX Toys, you know, or socks from the Uniswap folks, you know. Then it has a little more gravity than like, you know, somebody's copied version.
That JPEG and a serial number, they just don't quite add up. You have to be a little bit more creative and add essentially pump-a-middles to the system to make it actually marketable and have people that want to desire these things and increasing the scarcity. So there's a lot of stuff that goes into it.
Yeah, if it works in the metaverse, like Decentraland, if I can actually put on the hat on my little guy and I have it in my MetaMask wallet, like that's a little extra. That's
because it gives you clout, right? Like it's like the same thing as wearing a Rolex or whatever. It's just like, oh wow, he has that, and you can see it interacting in a game people like that kind of stuff adds that next layer to it.
And then there's the guys laundering money. You know, there's that too.
It is good for that. Totally. Little bonus.
Yeah, what's his face getting the insider sales and then dumping on everyone? Who was that? OpenSea, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. They were. Yeah.
It's a lot of these NFT communities. There's just a core group of individuals that pump it, and they already have them, and then they pass them off to the unsuspecting, and that's it. On to the next one.
Yep. Yeah, man. Well, did want to get into this a little bit because Randy, you put out a video and we touched on it earlier, but I just wanted to, because I was a former subscriber of one of the branches of your former employer, I took great interest in it and the whole situation. I've asked you about it over the past 2 years, probably. How's it going? How they reading things? What's your feel of the room kind of thing? And it didn't seem like you were ever making any headway with it. And then finally it just came to this, and I saw the title of the video, or I saw your tweet. First of all, I was like, what? Oh, I was like, no way. And I rushed to go watch it. So I guess can you give us
stand up for this one?
Yeah, can you give us the cliff notes, because I know everybody can watch the full story on your channel as you speak about it in the sea. But just to kick off this topic, because I do want to touch on it a little bit, because this is kind of like a Furu-ish kind of thing. It's just a different variety. They weren't in the video, but at the same time, I was present on the other side, the public side, mentioning it to the team before HEX launched, and it was basically just shunned as a scam. And you were on the inside, and it just never stopped. So can you just give us a little lowdown on that?
Yeah, they could take a long walk off a short pier, motherfuckers. Because come on, man, I've been friends with Jeff since 2016. We were on and off the team since 2016, managing the social media.
And this is Dollar Vigilante, correct?
This is Dollar Vigilante. Okay, so Jeff is a good friend of mine.
I think a lot of Hexkins are familiar with Jeff Borwick and fans, and with Gold and Ed Bugos and all the guys.
He's a Bitcoin OG. He was telling everyone to buy Bitcoin when it was $3.
They also had a great video in a hotel room when it was $3K, and that was at the bottom. I remember watching that. That actually, helped reinforce my decision to buy there. So they are great with Bitcoin calls, in my opinion.
Absolutely, especially Ed. He's the one who does the charting, and my wife was in the Bitcoin All the Way Up video. I don't know if you guys remember that video, or all the way up, and she's in there dancing on the beach. And she was pregnant at the time, so it was really cool, man. And we love the community. I'm an anarcho-capitalist. These are my people. It's my tribe. For years, they treated me so good ever since I'd say 2009. That's where I ran, man. I got into silver, made a killing on silver from 2006 up to 2011. My whole family did. Then it was Bitcoin, did great with that. Then they got me into Ethereum. Just it's like good calls. Boom, HEX comes, they drop it, and it was
perfect.
It was like, seriously, it's like you guys hit the wall, man. So the thing I've always gotten about I'm not talking about Crypto Vigilante yet, but I'm talking about Dollar Vigilantes. They've always been at the tip of the sword. They've always made the calls like, watch this because it's going to do very well. All right. The team, the old team. And then in late, I think it was in 2017 is when they started the Crypto Vigilante, and Raphael was not part of the team yet. It was a couple other people, and Jeff was looking for people to have on the to help manage the Crypto Vigilante. And he didn't ask me to do it. I had my own private group, about 43 people in it. They were all whales. I was the poorest one in there, but it was my group. Jeff was in there, Ed Bugos was in there, and they used to glean a lot of the information that was in the group, and they would put it into the newsletter, which I had no problem with. And then they would they asked a couple of the guys to join the newsletter, and they didn't do it, but somehow they found, I think it was Raphael was one of the first ones, and then they got this guy, Mr. X and Mr. W, all these fucking guys hiding behind a letter that I don't even know who the hell they are. I still don't know, and I was on the team.
I don't think we ever heard Mr. X's true voice either.
It's like crazy.
It was like,
it's totally bizarre that they got these guys hiding, and they're telling people what not to put their money into. And now I have a great track record of coins that getting into people, telling people, hey, check this one out. That I've had only, if I had 20 picks over the last, 6 or 7 years, I've had like 3 or 4 bad ones, and the rest, they're all still around, or they've done well, or they made a lot of money on them, right? And I came into the group, and I told Jeff, this had to be in January of 2020 or so, or February 2020, that watch out for HEX. HEX is going to be amazing. And that same week, they had that fucking article go out saying that HEX was a scam, and I was just like, seriously, have you guys even looked at this thing? What they're saying in the article made no sense. It
was written in crayon. I remember it. Yeah.
It's like, what the hell are you guys talking about? And I said, okay, I'm just going to blow it off. Hopefully they'll just forget about it. And because Jeff had read the article that the guys had written, he's like, oh, Randy, I'm not really interested. I'm like, Jeff, I've never given you a bad call, man. Just trust me on this one. He's like, no. So a couple months went by, and then there was people, TDV people in the Crypto Vigilante Telegram group who were saying things like, hey, I'm looking at HEX. HEX looks great. I would love to check it out. And can you guys do another thing in your newsletter? We don't think it's a scam. It looks really good. It's a fucking scam. Don't go near it. And they're just screaming at everybody that, and then they started coming with the ban hammer. So if you were mentioning HEX, they were banning you. And I'm like, wait.
Oh my God.
We're anarcho-capitalists, man. This is not our culture. You're banning people for talking about a crypto project that's people are making a killing on. Come on. So it just kept getting progressively worse. And then I came in. This is when I was in Acapulco, right before Acapulco last year. I went in. I was trying to help people that were talking about HEX, and they threatened me, and then they booted me. A team member got booted from our own Telegram, and Raphael blocked me on Twitter with the Crypto Vigilante and the Dollar Vigilante one because I got into a scrap with him on Twitter. And oh my God, the drama in the company, it was amazing. They're like, oh, Randy, we need you to stay calm. That our subscribers, they want to hear from the Crypto Vigilante what they have to say. I said, yeah, but they've given them wrong advice. They've lost I don't know, what was it, about 200x at the time? we were already just under $1. It was BPD had just happened, so everyone just made a killing with the BPD, and they're still telling people it's a scam. I'm like, we're a year into this, guys. There's no rug pull. It's looking great.
Yeah, my video. Yeah, my mind was already blown by then, dude.
We're blown away. You, me, everybody. We're all like, "This is amazing."
Best investment of my life. It was.
Yeah, but you know what was funny is I started getting private messages from a bunch of TDVers saying, "Randy, thank you for getting me into HEX. Thank you for holding my hand in the Crypto Vigilante group. Thank you for standing up for the and telling us what to do." And then on Facebook, I was getting private messages. That's where most of my ANCAP friends were hanging out. We still connected on Facebook. And then Ed Bugos, it was about 5-6 months ago, right when we're just below a penny, Ed Bugos comes out and says again on Twitter that HEX is a scam. And I'm like, fucking Ed, Mr. Non-technical, Mr. who doesn't know anything about a fucking coin, is telling us that HEX is a scam. I look at Ed as the guy who looks at charts. He's really good at picking companies that are going to blow up in the mining space, those kind of things. He's a regular stock market guy. He's made some good choices in crypto, but I know when he was in my fucking group back in the day, he was not the guy to go to find out good coins. He was the guy that told you whether Bitcoin was going down or Bitcoin was going up, Ethereum was going down, those kind of things. That's what I know of Ed. And by the way, I went back to Jeff again. I said, Jeff, I gave him another chance. I tried again. I said, Jeff, you got to get into HEX. He's like, dude, I just can't. I can't do it right now. Okay, I'm not going to bother you again, motherfucker. So I'll give you 2 chances, and if you ignore me again, if you ignore me the second time, I'm not going to come to you again. So I haven't looked under. Yeah, exactly. So this thing happened. Let's go to about 2 months ago when HEX first went over 40 cents. So I said to the guys, I said, hey, I don't want to be doing the. I got a beach house now. I don't want to be worrying about having to load videos and stuff. So, keep my portion of I don't want to get paid for that anymore. And one of the guys says, yeah, this is in our little company chat. He's like, yeah, I figured Randy was going to come around sooner or later and say he didn't want to work as much anymore because he's freaking loaded now. It's like HEX he made a killing on HEX. And then Jeff comes in. Jeff goes, yeah, man, I wish I would have listened. So Jeff said that in their private chat. And that was really cool of Jeff to say that. But then last week, the fucking guys at TCV, or Crypto Vigilante, tweeted out that HEX was a scam, accompanied by this link to an article that was so full of holes and errors. It was kind of embarrassing that they even tweeted it out. And then they untweeted it after I made a big old ruckus. So did you read the article, Cabana? I was like, who wrote this? I know it wasn't them, right? So it looked really bad. Maybe Alex tweeted it out. Alex is the guy who handles the Crypto Vigilante social media after I got kicked off. But who knows? Maybe he did it on his own. I don't care. It's still the face of the company, and it looked really bad. So that's when I went off in the company chat saying, you guys, I don't know what. Oh man, I wish I could pull it up. I wish I could read it word for word, but I deleted the group. I told him pretty much, when you have been defeated, you bend the knee. And I said that in the Crypto Vigilante and the Dollar Vigilante company chat, because they were just talking all this shit. And then I said, then they must have written 15 things and said, you know what, guys, I'm out. I quit. I don't need this shit. I said, my HEX tribe is, whatever. HEX community is way better than this. They treat each other respectfully, having a great time. And then the next day I went out to the beach and I made the video at the beach, just ranting about how I just up and quit the company. So, we have to stand for. You don't have to deal with abuse, guys. It was meant for me. It was mental abuse because I considered them family, right? It's no different than having family, and it's like the same thing when we get into fights within the HEX community. After a while, everyone's like family, so it is kind of difficult. And Motley, man, I love the Goki, man.
What's up?
The Goki, the frogs, Goki.
Oh
Goki.
yeah. No, they're amazing.
Yeah, man. I used to love going for walks when I was living there.
It's great out here. It's hot as shit, but it's beautiful and great food.
Oh man, I love the chicken rotisserie that they do with it's just out of this world. But yeah, guys, that was it. I had enough. I left. Stand up for your principles. Get away from the negative. There's no reason.
Yeah,
Randy, thank you for sharing. I heard that you mentioned January 2020, right? And this was the lowest price point in HEX. So it was the best advice you gave there to Jeff. He was stupid for not buying. But you know who bought? It was a little kid in Germany, homeless, addicted to drugs and everything. He bought HEX at this day. And in a couple of minutes, it is 4 o'clock. And the reason why we came on today on the show here is to release our documentary trailer. And we already sent Cabana Crypto here a little 40-second short clip. And we would love to see that with you guys and everybody who is watching, of course. As I see it right now, it's 4 o'clock. So tomorrow, in 24 hours, basically, we are showing this clip for the first time in the whole length. Today, it's just going to be a 40-second clip. So why don't we start with that and then we go on from there?
Let's do that, shall we?
Unfortunately,
Hey guys, my name is Alan. Everybody knows me under the name aBit_HEX. 2 years ago, I was in a horrible place in my life. I was homeless, I was addicted to drugs and alcohol, and I was divorcing my wife by then. I had no hope, no goals, and I was just living day to day. Then I found out about Richard, and he helped me so much with his self-help books and videos that it changed my life completely. I was so thankful to find somebody who could now help me and give me the motivation to be successful in life.
So like I said, just a little short clip to make you watch our stream tomorrow. I already reached out to all the OG Hexicans. I asked for them for their help, and it would be awesome if like you guys and obviously everybody who's watching tune in tomorrow, so in 24 hours, in the Kryptosparbuch YouTube channel, and there we release this full trailer, because this was just a little part from my side, and then we have other people who will talk in this trailer as well. How do you like that so far, though?
Chat is just blowing up, so they are like very excited, and DCC's in here, like amazing. Everybody's just nothing but positivity. So yeah, and it's extremely well done. I mean, it seems like a lot of the video you guys are putting out on your tour, it's like super nice quality too. So I mean, just keep it up. I mean, it's actually wonderful, and I assume
We
that
upgraded a lot.
you'll put a lot of this collection together at some point and make a whole documentation of your trip.
Oh yeah. Well, at the end, it's not the stuff we bought that really brought this level of video and streaming. It is the people that we have here. We have Rob. He does all the setting up and handles all the cameras, all the black magics. And then we have Ricky, the director and cutter as well. So it is amazing what those guys are doing. We built up a team of 10 people, and we are just enjoying our road trip here in America. And every single thing is filmed, not just the workshops, but everything around that as well. And after 1 year, we should have a beautiful documentary out of that.
Yeah, you might have a little footage. Yeah.
I'll never forget meeting Alan
just a
for the
little
first
bit,
time. Alan, I want to say, it's really cool that I was one of the first Hexicans that you met, and in real life out in Panama. We were in Acapulco, and right after he got traumatized by having a murder on his street in front of his apartment. Remember? Holy shit! Yeah,
That'll do it.
Central America.
I mean, he was really shooken, and we got to sit down and talk about it and those kind of things. And I appreciate you and your honesty and what you did, man, because some people sacrifice. They have no idea when you're going through a hard time. As a former psych nurse and someone who's lost my job multiple times, and I was living on a floor in my brother's apartment with no bed or anything for a little while, I can relate. And then you sacrifice to really get where you're at. It's hard, but a lot of people, they don't know any struggle, but you definitely understood the struggle.
Yeah.
Thank you, Randy. Means a lot to me.
Yeah, Randy. Before we let go of that Dollar Vigilante, Crypto Vigilante thing, I just wanted to say, like, the irony is not lost on me at all whatsoever that you were able to say goodbye, hasta la vista, because the very thing that you told them about, I would think, and I want to speak for you, but that very thing enabled you to leave.
It sure did. Cha-ching, motherfucker!
And I'm really looking forward when they are starting to put it as a recommendation in their newsletter or something like that.
We'll see.
That will never happen now.
Probably made more money than their entire company over the year. You probably made more gains.
Yeah, they just shill privacy coins.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not trying to call it any other coins. That coin that pirate themed coin, we'll call it, that they were talking about, it's like junk, right? Complete. Was that crap or is that legit?
I own it, but I don't have any trust in it.
I think it works fine.
Yeah, is that actually real?
Yeah.
Like a mini Monero or something?
Yeah.
It works a little bit different, but yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think Motley's about to go grab some dinner, but while he's here, I wanted to go to our mailbag real quick, since we had some comments from last week's show, specifically about Motley's shopping.
Oh, I don't think I buy anything. I don't think.
Well, yeah, but I guess just the overall theme of it. So, just a couple I just wanted to pull up here, and Big K, feel free to chime in. But the Cabana mailbag from our friend Brizology. We're supposed to get the Rolex community into Hex, not turn Hexicans into Rolexicans. You're buying physical NFTs.
Good thing I bought an Omega. Different brand. Diversifying into other communities. I needed something a little less flashy while traveling around Puerto Rico.
Absolutely. This next one from Crypto Learner is a two-parter. I don't get this Rolex fascination. Richard said cheap digital watches are way better than this analog technique. It's like buying BTC and selling your HEX. But if someone has too many HEX and wants to get rid of them, it's more meat on the bone for the new guys. Stake wisely, my Hexican friends.
Yeah, for me, I've always
this is for everybody else. 100%. I bought this watch for everyone else. This is for you guys. So this.
I buy them for me.
It's a marketing tool, right? Yeah,
it is.
It's part of the marketing budget. And the last one from the mailbag.
But why a Rolex is a marketing budget? This is like Hex Flex, There you see.
Just wait, Hex. Just wait, Patrick. I got a better one coming. Just wait. Just wait.
Dinner plate.
Oh yeah. Or an actual Rolex.
Another month or two, hopefully.
Gold base.
And the last one from our friend Miltoni, love the shopping tour. Thanks to all for each of what you do for the community. So there's your mailbag for the week.
Hey, in Latin America, you don't dress up like that because you'll either lose a finger or something,
It's stupid. Anything with diamonds, gold, anything like that attracts way too much attention.
Yeah, no one wants to see Hex ice on your forehead.
It's not going into my forehead.
Yes, Toblerone, roll Hex. And Stormy's here with the Hex Flex. Absolutely. Well, Motley, before you go, do you have some time for trivia before you go?
Yeah, we can do trivia and then I'll head out. I'll probably go. I might go mobile for a little bit so you guys can see dinner and stuff.
Nice. All right. Well, we started this a few weeks back, and it's been kind of fun doing more current, I guess, or hex-related trivia, Richard Hart tweets, things like that. And, you know, what's going on with a lot of our live streamers, Hex community members. It's just a fun time. So I will ask our participants on screen if you could just turn off the public chat.
Private chat.
And we will get in to Hex Trivia. Randy Hilarski.
Hey, what's
You're
up?
up first. True or false? Richard Hart has over 80,000 YouTube subscribers. True or false? And please take your time in answering, as we'll also get some audience participation going. So while we do that, I will repeat it one more time. True or false? Richard Hart has over 80,000 YouTube subscribers.
Man, guys, I've been at the beach so much lately. I haven't been paying attention, but yeah, I'm going to say yes because he's just growing. He's growing exponentially.
And the answer is true. Congratulations, Randy.
What is he at now?
I believe I last saw was 85 or close to.
Wow. Damn, that's awesome.
Needs to be more.
David Morales, what's going on, bro? I'm going to take you off admin of this chat. Oh, your Hexcellence. Thank you for the correct number. 86,600.
See, he's exponential. That's real fast.
Yeah, nice. Big K.
Yes, sir.
Richard Hart on Twitter said, if we have a Hexagon 2-year anniversary in blank, which is a location, in early December, that would be in the documentary. Who has some backups or who has some hookups on locations, catering, gear, exotic cart guys? Should we do it and why? So the location, if we have a Hexagon 2-year anniversary in blank early December. What is blank?
Cheerio. We're going to London, folks.
Hello, governor.
We're going to London.
I want to go see Peppa Pig.
Yep, I'm down. Let's do it. London
And
Yeah, we
for
can't,
everybody
though.
who is,
Look
for
at the
everybody
fucking
who is in the
restrictions.
US and does not want to fly to London, can still join us in New York or Lancaster
There you
in the
go.
beginning of December.
There you go.
We'll be joint
Yeah, I just-
parties.
I just want to
Yeah.
comment on that real quick. I replied to Richard and I was like, yeah, London's no good, bro. Like,
Not
it's no
good.
good. You got to be on lockdown for 10 days, like, or I got to like break out of my hotel. Like,
No,
is it
they actually,
lockdown
if
when
you
you
just if you read it, they just changed all that. Actually, that's not actually true at all. If you look online, if you're not vaxxed, then you can get a test before you leave, and then you got to stay quarantined for 2 days when you get there, and then get another test after 2 or 3 days once you're there, and then you're good to go. So but that just changed, like as of the 20-something of last month or something. It's brand new that they changed that. So like it's not as bad as a 14-day. Now, if you come from a red zone, which is like, I don't know, some areas that, you know,
Panama's
yeah,
not
you
a red
might
zone.
be in a red.
Yeah, Panama's
you
one of the
might not
7
be-
countries in the red.
really?
Yeah, there's
This world's
7
going to
countries.
shit.
There's like Panama, and I can't remember exactly. So yeah, so for Randy it would be 14 days, but for everybody else, I believe it's less. But that's just, but like I said, I mean, hey, you know, so it's not as bad as it was. It was worse. You're right. It was like 14 days or something like that. Like
Rakowski, could you pass some of that, man? It's still not quite legal.
Yeah, you don't have a grinder, bro? Look at manually doing it here.
yeah. You know, sometimes I like the feel of it between things. You know,
There you go.
nice, especially during trivia. It helps to, like, you know, keep my mind, you know,
Clear.
not at the chat. Anyways, yeah, let's London. I believe I'm correct on that one.
Yes, you are correct.
Let's give the next participant a chance.
All right, that would be DFed. DFed. Patrick HEX Lion and aBit, who are joining us today, are touring the United States with a hex-wrapped car that's been on this show before. What kind of car is that beautiful machine?
I think I know the answer, but I'll give the chat a second to catch up.
All right, and I'll repeat it just
it's a beautiful car.
One more time. Patrick, HEX Lion, and aBit are touring the U.S. with a hex-wrapped car that's been on this show. What kind of car is that beautiful machine?
Oof, that is the one and only, the Audi R8. Whew, baby.
Correct. And Renob, that is not a condom.
I want to get a ride in that thing, hopefully in Albany or Boston. That's my hex flex, is just so I can sit in it.
Noted.
Get a photo with it and all that stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Motley Investor.
We have a photographer with us the whole time, so no problem with that.
Motley Investor.
Yep.
Who is the host of HEX News that now streams in the evenings on Discourse Syndicate?
HEX News.
Who is the host of HEX News that now streams in the evenings on Discourse Syndicate?
I think I know, but I'll wait a little bit and take a guess. Is it like a dual host kind of thing, or is it just a single host?
Technically, I guess it's dual.
Okay, yeah. I got it. I just wanted to confirm. All right. So it's Hex Machina and Crypto Sid.
Oh, even got the bonus. Crypto Sid. Very good. Very good. And last but not least, who is playing trivia over there, gentlemen? Who decided to participate?
Is it a team game? It's a teamwork. They get to like,
all right,
whisper between each other.
Get two brains. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Just pick who goes before I ask the question. Who wants this one?
Yeah, I will go first, and then Patrick.
All right. This will be for both of you because I got to make sure we have enough questions. All right. Earlier this week, Richard Hart tweeted, "I would watch this," with a link to what? Earlier this week, Richard Hart tweeted, "I would watch this," with a link.
It was not my show.
To what?
In order that Richard Hart watches something, it has to be with a beautiful girl. So I say it is the new streamer that talks about PulseChain.com. Is that correct?
Yeah, I don't remember her name. It's the we already met her in person, yeah, on the West Coast. I don't remember her name.
Beautiful hair. I don't remember her name too,
yeah,
but it's a PulseChain streamer girl, right?
There is a beautiful long-haired girl in this video. Unfortunately, her name is Crypty. It's the highest of stakes trailer. I am sorry, gentlemen.
Oh, wrong tweet.
Oh. Damn, the Germans went out on the first one.
The first one.
Oh no. That's not good for viewership.
That's the highest of stakes. Sorry, gentlemen.
Oh, okay.
Okay, they're talking about us in German, so that's not good. I think he called me a name. All right.
No, yeah, he called aBit a name. He said, "How could you mess this up?"
Well, now this actually works out perfect because they're off the screen now. Randy Hilarski, in what city is the next HEX workshop taking place?
Oof.
In which city is the next HEX workshop taking place? And if you've been paying attention, perhaps not, it has been on the screen pretty much the entire time.
Oh shit!
Oh, yeah, I think it's Salt Lake, Utah. Salt Lake City, Utah.
It is not St. Louis. Kinetics. It is Salt Lake City.
Right.
Correct.
That hint, though, that's a good one.
And there it is. All right. Big K.
Yes.
In what state did the most recent HEX workshop take place? In what state did the most recent HEX workshop take place? And I think Patrick is still on, so I will have him reveal the answer once you place yours.
I believe that the state that we're referring to I want to think about this just for a second.
Better lick those
Put him on
fingers.
the timer. Put him on the timer, Cabana.
Lick those
10,
fingers, man.
Chat,
9.
maybe it's. I'm gonna say it was Portland, Oregon.
Big K's answer
That's
for what state did the most recent Hex workshop take place? His answer
no.
was Oregon. Patrick Hex Lion, where was your most recent
Yes.
workshop?
The last workshop we had was in Boise, Idaho, together with
Yeah,
Dollar
I was like, shit. I was like, wait a minute, it was with Hexa. No good.
DFed, I believe you are next. Any recent meetup? Richard Hard tweeted 150 people showed up to our 20-person meeting room. We filled up 2 and then the street. Where was this meetup?
Oh, geez. One of my favorite. I don't think I can see this.
He's got the tattoo for
I
it.
have a tattoo. Yeah, literally.
I'll
Yeah, I've
answer it
been
with
there.
my tattoo.
Yeah.
You're too swole, bro.
He's
Little
too
hard to
small.
see. Yeah. There we go. So I have the city shield tattooed on me, so I know they were.
And that is?
That's Amsterdam.
It is Amsterdam.
Oh yeah, lovely city. Highly recommend it for everybody.
Absolutely.
Excellent job. Motley Investor.
Yep.
This has some sports in it, so I'm sorry.
All right.
Name the Baltimore Ravens football player who has identified as a Hexagon on Twitter.
Yeah, I'll wait a little bit. Man, I fucking love that dude. How awesome is that?
He is like super cool, man.
Super cool. Promotes Hex like crazy. Going on streams. I know Marco the Hexagon is working on getting a stream with him and Richard when Richard's a little less busy. Like, man, he's a cool dude, and I've said it before. Hex is just the perfect. I mean, it's a perfect investment vessel, but it's great for young athletes like that too. Like when their body gives up and they have a shorter career span than most, like Hex, man, that is great for that whole industry.
Children of the Grave.
Chuck Norris, Justice Hill.
Correct. It is Justice Hill. I'm just laughing at Children of the Grave because it's not Ray Rice. Oh, and if you know football, all right, there you go. That's
I just retweeted him today too. That guy.
I know I'm too good at trivia.
It's like, you guys got to wait for dinner. I'm nailing this trivia,
we got
bro.
really good tacos coming, so
All right.
it's all right. They can wait.
Randy Hilarski. Sticking with Hexagon celebrities, what rapper recently tweeted that he is a Hexagon? What rapper recently tweeted that he is a Hexagon?
Man, I've been out of the loop for a while, but I still got these.
Something to do with business. Cash. Oh God, I don't know, man. I can't remember his name. I'm out.
It is Rich
the Kid.
the Kid. Oh boy. We are down to the final 2. Taco's going to have to wait. DFed.
Take a dive, David. Take a dive.
I'm thinking about it for you, buddy. I'm thinking about it so you can have those tacos.
A couple days ago in the International Business Times, they published an article about Hex doubling about how many days I'll read that one more time. 2 days ago, the International Business Times published an article about Hex doubling every how many days?
Ooh, I didn't read the article, but I think I know the number.
Ooh.
I don't know if they agree with the number I'm going to say.
Yeah, I don't know if they agree. That was the thing.
Yeah, it's like, I know Richard's number. I know what he said. So, I mean, I'm going to say...
Chat knows what we're looking for, I do believe. They're one off every now and then, but I think there is like the main number.
They actually put the right number in the article? I thought it was something different, but maybe not.
I think the real number is 43. Roughly every 43 days, Hex doubles.
I don't think so.
I don't think that's it, DFed.
I think it's
Oh man.
Motley, what say you?
What? That's not my question.
Well, I know he's gotten it wrong, but you still haven't won yet.
So at the time it was Aussies that was like 48, but I don't know what the article referenced.
That's the number that we were looking for.
Yeah.
Article was referencing 48.
I thought the article referenced a little higher, but
anyway. Yeah, it wasn't an exact science, but the 48.
Okay.
All right, DFed, you are still alive. Still alive.
I am. What? How am I still in?
Because we've
Motley's got to win.
The next person gets a chance to answer the same question. He just changes the question up.
Gotcha.
He's just testing me.
Motley Investor.
Yep. Tacos on the line.
2 days ago, Richard Hart tweeted that, quote, hex.com solves this. This was in reference to what kind of addiction?
Oh, what the fuck?
2 days ago, Richard Hart tweeted that hex.com solves this. This was in reference to what kind of addiction?
What kind of addiction? Okay.
We have some studiers in chat.
I guess I can narrow it down by addiction. Damn, I really want tacos too. This is gonna delay it. I mean, I'm just gonna throw I'm not gonna think about it too much. I'm just gonna throw an addiction out there and hopefully it's right. I'm gonna say gambling. No idea.
The correct answer is not sex. It is gambling.
Hey,
Motley Investor.
Sweet.
Congratulations on your trivia win. Feel free to address the audience before you feast on the
tacos. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to go have the best shrimp tacos I've ever had. So those are delicious. Love you guys. I know it's been a while since I've streamed. We're behind on Nights of the Crypto. We'll get on that. I'll get on my streaming game. Just right now, we're just traveling a lot and it's harder, as you can see, to set up. And internet out here is a little shoddy at best. So we'll get a little bit more regular here in the next week or so. But stay tuned. We're traveling to a couple other cool places. So yeah, I'm glad to win. And it's been a while. So good to be back on top.
Absolutely. Congratulations on that win.
Thank you. Long time coming.
Bring the panel back.
Big K's been knocking me
Congratulations,
around
Motley.
the past couple months.
Now you earned your dinner.
I earned my dinner. Earned my dinner. I'll probably hit you guys up here mobile a little bit when I get to the restaurant. So I'll probably see you guys in a little bit.
All right. Well, thank you for joining.
Go? He dipped out too?
He's not available at the moment that I can see, but we'll bring him back as soon as he's back. Oh, there he is. Here we go.
Big K, you missed that one.
He was lighting.
Trying to catch back up.
I heard that you won. You're catching up.
Trying to close the gap again.
Oh man, was I frustrated by my loss there? I was.
Darn.
Do you keep scores, Cabana? Do you keep a score?
Just a very loose one in my head. Big K's actually done very, very well, but Motley's won a few as well, and DFed
I think
won the last one.
Big K's like 1 or 2 ahead of me, so we're usually.
Yeah, I went on a pretty sweet run. Like I won like 3 in a row. That was pretty.
Yeah. Still upset.
I was trying to get a streak going.
I lose. I am frustrated.
There's only one answer to that, and it's in your hand.
So, hey guys, unfortunately, Patrick and I, we have to go. We have a meetup, a casual meetup in 30 minutes. A lot of Hexicans are coming, and HEX Vision just came here as well. So we have to go off the live stream. Are there any questions or so you guys may ask us before we leave?
Yes, I have one very prominent question here. If I can find it, just 1 second, please.
Sure.
It might take me a second here.
Then I will just use that second here to chill the video again. In 23 hours, in a couple of minutes, we will release this new trailer. I'm really excited about that, and I will definitely send some more chill links to the OG so they help us promoting that as well. So, guys, we need your help right now. We need to make that viral, right? Like all our workshops we are doing right now, they do not count at all if we not scale, if we do not bring the numbers to HEX. So please, guys, we need your help. If we are near you, bring your friends and families to the workshop. Come tomorrow, watch our stream, watch the live premiere of the documentary. And I think it's going to be awesome, guys. Please help us out here.
All right. And aBit, you were wondering about questions. I did find my question. It just also happens to be the most popular new segment of the show. aBit, the fuck is this?
Hey, yo, my wife's hot, man. that was like 5-6 years ago.
So I will be fair and start with. Well, actually, I'll save Randy for last because I would like to hear everybody else's guesses. So, Motley Investor, the fuck is this?
That was a very lucky man right there. So.
Can you guys guess what? Can you guys guess the location? It's here in Panama, but can you guess the location? I'm sure.
Nope, don't know.
That's the new locks
At the
Panama
Outlook
Canal on the Caribbean.
looks
the
like
Caribbean side.
Outlook here.
Nice. aBit and Patrick, the fuck is this?
Looks like an Outlook place.
And a nice looking girl.
Oh.
Is it dude? Is it cap?
Abit's met my wife. Abit's met my wife. So
Yes. Big K, the fuck is this?
Man, impressed with his wife's greatness. So, yes, everything that you see and more, I'm sure. Looks like a beautiful day.
We had so much
wonderful
fun.
Lookout point. The view from out there, the view from right here. It's top notch from top to bottom.
And DFed, the fuck is this, man?
Oh man, looks like Randy about to eat his wife like a snack, man. Oh jeez.
Oh God! Oh, wait till she sees this, man. Wait till she sees this.
Oh man, I don't know how I found this, but
I don't know either.
Yeah, but I was like, man, I'm grabbing that. It's the perfect photo for this segment. So, Randy, I'm guessing that you can provide some context as to the fuck is this?
Yeah. Well, we were at the Panama Canal. That was before they even filled it with water. They were just they were still constructing it, and I don't know. I just grabbed her, and her brother took a picture of us, and I just did something funny.
Absolutely. Comments. At least you guys are keeping it, Hexagon classy. So it's all good.
It's better than the horse. It's better than the horse.
Yeah, glad we're not watching that.
Yes, you're a Hexagon Discourse Syndicate OG if you know what the horse is about. Yeah, so, yes, you motorboating SOB, Randy. So yeah, all right, gents. Well, aBit and Patrick, thank you for sticking around for that segment. I know you have some very important business to tend to, so I will let you guys go have at it there. But thank you guys for
Thanks
coming
for
on.
having us, Cabana. We are always we like to come on your stream. I guess we are here the third or even fourth time already. So it's always great to hang out with you guys. Motley, thanks for being here as well. Jeff as well. Randy, was great seeing you again, and you as well, David. So yeah, all the best for everybody, and hope to see you soon live.
Don't forget to watch our trailer tomorrow. This is really important for me. So guys, everybody, we need you. Click on like, click on subscribe. There's a lot to come, and we need to bring those adoption to Hex finally. Where's my $7? It's getting late here.
Yeah, please help us that aBit is finally right with his prediction of $7 Hex.
Yeah, but that's next year,
guys,
right? You still have some time. So yeah.
Yeah, we still have some time. So,
We still got
but
some
you
time.
know,
we'd like it sooner,
Yeah,
you can
absolutely.
already start calling the
Sooner is
whales. So
better.
you can already start calling the whales.
I think Randy, Gary is in the Ukraine whale hunting. So we'll see.
Are you sure that he's whale hunting? I
Yeah,
guess
I don't know
he's
if he's
like
necessarily
he's
going after
hunting
the
other
whales.
stuff there.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
I heard
wants
the
to go
women
on one of those
beautiful.
Randy Hilarski missions, perhaps, but we'll see. All right.
It's not hard, guys. It's
All
not
right.
hard.
So thanks a lot for having us, and all the best, guys.
Yeah.
Take care. Thank you for sharing that clip too.
See you guys.
Thanks for coming on, guys.
Too cool. So cool to be joined by those guys, and they're doing awesome work traveling the country. Man, I'm just trying to catch up on where we are with the stream because it got a little off the rails there.
Pulse chain.
Yes. Oh yeah, says the guy. Yeah, okay. Anyway, screaming about pulses. Anyway, jokes, all that stuff. So, DFED, man, gotten a lot of comments, excitement regarding the latest on PulseChain. So, and there's a lot of speculation out there right now. I mean, there's certain things that you probably can say with more certainty than others. I know a lot of people got excited last Friday when I believe it was the snapshot from GitHub was posted, just like that snapshot of the snapshot, if you will.
That was a file. Yeah, that had
you're right. Exactly.
Anything like that. So that was
it generated a lot of excitement there temporarily.
Sure did.
And I guess where do you want to start, man? Because I guess the fun thing is to speculate when mainnet's going to launch. We can save that for the end. But I mean, just in terms of a current status update, what do you have?
Sure. Yep. So I can only really speak for myself and what I've done so far. I'm not a paid dev by Richard or anything like that. So I'm just, so what I found out was I ran a test node and it was using older hard drives and those did not work. They failed. It never was able to catch up with the blockchain ever. So I actually ordered some solid state hard drives. Just got them. I got one in the mail yesterday in my house, popped it in. I'm rebuilding now, and so far so good. It's sunk up nicely. So if you want to run a node, you need fast solid state hard drives. That's required. So I can confirm that now. So now I know kind of what the minimum build is. So now we're still waiting. There's still a lot to be done, still a lot to be developed. I did a video yesterday about how everybody can connect to MetaMask, to the PulseChain testnet. And then there's a website where there's a faucet, and every day you can get one free test pulse. And you just click a button and it sends it to your wallet. So that just came out.
Thank you for that. And we'll also bring in a special guest. Impromptu.
Hey, what's going on, brother?
What up, DCC?
And my fucking mic is muted. Wonderful.
Hey, you sound good.
You're good.
Oh, what's good?
Hey, buddy.
Oh, just getting some latest PulseChain excitement from DFED here. How are you doing?
Okay. I'm doing good, man. Doing good. Just got back home and stuff and just fucking chillaxing. I love the weather over here. It's cold.
Cold?
Yeah.
Where are you?
In Cali.
Oh, you're already back. Oh, I thought you were.
I'm back already, yeah.
Yeah, I thought you were still in Mali. All right, cool. Cold. Yeah. What's cold to you?
70.
Yeah, basically. No, it's the humidity. It's the humidity that gets you a little bit sometimes. It's really not that hot over there, honestly.
All right, nice. Yeah, so like I said, we were just getting with DFED on the latest and greatest for PulseChain. So I guess the next question on everyone's minds is when mainnet, when snapshot, all that stuff. You have a guess? Because I think I know what you're going to say. I would guess maybe at minimum a couple of months from now, but how far off am I?
Yeah, same answer. Sadly, it's 2 weeks ago. I'm still guessing 90 days. Give us 3 months. I want to say February 1st, 2020. That's my target date, personally.
Oh, February 1st? Okay.
Yep, Feb 1st, 2020.
For Pulse launching?
For Pulse mainnet launch, yep.
Man, why so bearish? Damn.
Because there's a lot to do, man. Because I'm in the chats and like it's quiet right now, to be honest. Everybody's working. Everybody's tinkering. Even I'm tinkering. It's slow going. It's harder than I think people expect.
Gotcha.
So what are your, I don't want to say the E word, but what could you foresee happening with the announcement or lack thereof of it? Because kind of like Testnet was just like thrown out there and be like, oh, you saw it, posting on social media and everybody, rushed to try it out. Do you think that we're going to get any sort of forewarning, or is it just going to be like live and we're like, holy crap, everybody's running for their machines?
I expect there to be news, and I think it's going to be kind of like I thought the testnet announcement was actually pretty quiet. Yeah, it was poorly
very
handled,
quiet.
in my opinion. Yeah, like I was one of the first people out there saying it. There was some updates to the GitLab. Richard didn't say crap or stream or nothing. He really didn't even announce it till like the day later when the actual PulseChain on Twitter account that finally said something. I'm going to try to be on top of it. I mean, this is like my full-time job now, just watching these damn Telegram chats, basically. So once they make the website where you can go and delegate and vote for a validator, as soon as that comes out, I'll be streaming about it. I'll show it off. How do you use it? How do you vote for who? How do you tell which validators got the best return rates? I'm hoping to see that on testnet way before launch. So, and that's going to take time too. So that's why I'm in that 90-day window, but hopefully in 30 days, man, I would love to have that up and running. So people, at least we can vote for fake validators on the testnet, right?
Yep.
Hopefully 30 days. That'd be cool.
Awesome.
So yeah, it's slow going though.
That excites me a little bit just because for pretty much the sole fact that I used to have a decent position in Tezos, which I've since rolled over to HEX. Thankfully, I did that a while back ago.
Good move, bro.
But it did give me, I guess, some cool experience with looking at cool tools for validators, and there was a bunch of Tezos baking sites or whatever that actually had stats on each validator. They would rank them, where they were, how well they performed, how filled they were, and that excites me because I think with this community something's gonna come. There'll probably be multiple PulseChain validator sites ranking everybody. I mean, it's only obviously 33, but that really excites me because they were really well done, and it does help someone who perhaps is not as familiar with staking coins or validating votes and whatnot coming into the system and be like, oh, where should what's a good 2 or 3 places I should research to stake my coins or put those coins towards to. So I would love to see David his DFED validator at the top of the list there, but that it's just another cool HEX stat site that's going to be coming. That's pretty much what I'm trying to say.
Definitely. Yeah. And because I'm helping Discourse Syndicate, like we're building the original testnet server right now. If I could be so bold, I'd love to have 2. We'll have the official Discourse Syndicate validator, and then I hope to have my own, because what I'm worried about is one of them may be oversubscribed. So even if let's say it's 50-50, half goes to the validator, half goes to the people who delegate. Well, if Discourse Syndicate gets too subscribed and too many people delegate to it, you're actually getting a smaller chunk of a pool. Like you're not getting the fair reward. So I'm hoping to run 2, so that way we can balance the votes and all the delegators get extra. You'll have like a choice, basically. I don't, but who knows, man? I mean, I expect some whales to be in there contending too.
Absolutely.
Maybe I can't. Who knows? It's all question marks. But I'm hopeful.
My validator is being called Magic Wand.
There you go.
Hey guys, I got a question. In my video, I commented that Richard was saying that he might not announce the snapshot. And he said this multiple times. People are like, oh, Randy, he never said that. Yeah, he said it multiple times, that it might just let it go. And you won't know the exact date of when it happened until the final launch.
More like a block, I think, right? Did he say?
Yeah.
I thought he said he might give a block range, like a wide, it might be a wide range of blocks,
He's
kind of said both. He's kind of said both. I mean, he said he expected to give a range of blocks, but also, you're right, it's toyed around with the idea, which I've said pretty loudly myself, that I think that having less buy the rumor, sell the news events, that people can put a date on is better. I think, even though I would like to know when the snapshot is happening, but I mean, it might be better to not give an exact.
Well, guys, without a date, the old Randy, the trading Randy, that all those speculators that will come in and trade this news are not going to participate. So my old videos, when I was saying that we were going to get maybe a 4 to 10x with the snapshot date, if we don't have a snapshot date, that's not going to happen because the speculators won't come in. That's the name of the game.
Right.
Yep.
Though I understand why Richard also doesn't want to fucking pre-announce it too much. Like, hey, the snapshot's going to be in 14 days or 22 days or a month from now, because then it just causes a lot of fuckery as well. Like, I have people asking me all the time, like, Miguel, do I ape in all my money into PancakeSwap? No. You know, like, do I put all my money into like Maker? No. Like, you know, it's people are really speculating on some of the coins. It's like I've been telling people, like, if you have it, just have it on your MetaMask. Like, what are you doing? Especially if you like most coins that I think will have value on PulseChain, honestly, are kind of giving shitty yields right now. Anyway, so it's like, who cares if you lose out on a couple percent on those coins? It's not really worth it. I'd rather have the copy of it and then you can just put them back later and just yield on them later. You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then too, like I've been saying this like forever, but you're only getting one. Dude, the questions I've been getting and everyone else has been getting about PulseChain, the snapshots have been hilarious. Like, Miguel, do I ape in all my money into ETH so I can get a bunch of PulseChain? No, bro.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, not that.
Yeah. I mean, what are you guys' thoughts right now in terms of people still sacrificing? I mean, I think it's a bad idea, but I mean,
Crazy.
If someone doesn't have any Pulse at all, I mean, I guess it's not terrible. Just put like $50 and then okay, that's it. That way, you get a little Pulse so you can pay some gas fees, I guess.
Yes. Yep. That's the one case where I would do it. If you've got nothing, chuck a little bit in, you'll get some Pulse for gas. Yep. And then you can play at least on day one. So good call.
That's the only reason to do it, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I would be like one rack or less, like period, personally.
Yeah, I was using BSC lately because I have coins on there, and I swear to God, the amount that it actually uses for a transaction is so minuscule.
It's like dust.
I'm thinking PulseChain is going to be even smaller than that. So, you know, it's going to be ridiculous.
It always cracks me on BSC that it still says Gwei. When you pay on the Mainnet Smart Chain wallet, I'm like, oh my God. I would have changed it to something else, like CZ bucks or something. No.
Well, maybe because it is MetaMask.
Yeah,
it says that. You know.
Oh, okay. I was using like the Binance Smart Chain wallet or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
On that one, they should have fixed it because even on scan.pulsechain.com, it still says Ether. It's not test Pulse or Pulse.
Yeah, they're like, we ain't changing it, ain't broke.
Yeah, it's too much work to fix that. Yeah, totally.
Somebody just asked, Matic just increased their Gwei fee 30x because of their spam transactions. They asked, do you think Pulse might need to do the same if there's a lot of spam transactions? Man, it happens in crypto, man. I don't know what we're going to do about it. Hey, the spam transactions, the validators are still going to get paid. And that's
spam it up.
25% is going to get, it's going to benefit us.
Spam it up. Because you're right, Randy. It burns Pulse. You're giving it to the validators and you're giving it to the delegators.
Burn away, motherfucker.
Yes, please.
Burn away.
Yep.
Yeah, we were talking NFTs sort of at the beginning of the show there, DCC, and I want to get your take on that. We were talking, I think the news story was just Coinbase is kind of like getting into their own OpenSea, if you will. What are your thoughts on this NFT space? Do you think it's around to stay? How big do you think it can get? Or is it just a fad? Is it a top signal? I have a feeling I know what you're going to say, but I'm just curious as to your take on NFTs and how they could potentially be huge if they do take off for Pulse.
All right, here's the number one reason why they're pumping so bad right now is because let's imagine you're like a famous person, a really famous person. Obviously, Cabana is very famous, but like let's just say like we have like I don't know, just some like I don't know Madonna or some shit, right? Comes out with an NFT. Like a lot of, if you remember last cycle, a lot of people would try to create their own tokens and got into big ass trouble for creating tokens because those are securities. You could create a JPEG or some sort of like or NFT project that's you're essentially just selling like an art like internet art piece to somebody over the internet, so you can't really get in trouble. So famous people around the world want to make money off of people, off their influence. So it's like, fuck, if I can't make a coin, what can I do? Oh shoot, I just make a JPEG. Boom, there you go. And make a collection. That's kind of one of the reasons why it's so big. I don't think it's a fad. It's just going to evolve. Obviously, you know, you have the modern art market, which is basically a giant way to get around taxes. But and that's a big portion of like that's going to survive as well. But like most of the NFTs are around right now. Like I would say 97% of them are going to go to zero. Basically, there is ones that are going to keep their value, like CryptoPunks and stuff. I mean, even like right now, CryptoPunks about $250,000 for like I think the cheapest one maybe $150,000. I mean $150,000. I'm sorry. During the bear market, that'll probably crash to somewhere like 15 grand. But that's pretty much one of the blue chip ones. So the blue chips, just like everything, right? There's these blue chip NFT little projects on Ethereum. Those are going to survive. They're going to crash really bad. You buy them up, like right if like the equities market just like collapsed and stuff and everything went to shit for a while. Like Charizards would go from $1 million to like you'd probably be able to buy one for like 30 grand, and I'd probably ape it. Right, and because it's gonna like come back at some point, right? And it's that sort of thing. So some of the first NFTs on probably PulseChain are probably gonna be decently. So maybe the first official one that actually launches on PulseChain might actually have some value. He's like, we were the first NFT ever on PulseChain, and as long as they're active, they'll be okay. Then there'll be a couple other ones. I saw Pulse. Was it a Pulse Doge or whatever that one, but being promoted by what's his name, Trevon and stuff. That's actually kind of funny. It looks pretty cool. Like fucking Richard Hart is like a fucking Doge and shit. That shit cracks me up. But it's just like
the 8-bit was awesome. The 8-bit Richard Hart. Yeah, whoever published that on Twitter, that was outstanding.
Okay, DGens, how many of you guys actually own Pulse Doge? I bought some last week.
Well, I wanted to ask you, Randy, because I watched Trayvon's video today and I saw your tweet. Did you watch his video and then you aped him?
Yeah, exactly. And it was
both you guys are giving me FOMO, man.
But I didn't buy a lot. I had like $350 worth of BMD sitting there, and I got it at like 1.03 cents. So now they're at 3.5 cents. So it was a good move. It's a couple dinners, but I'm gonna hold them. I'm gonna hold them for the staking that's coming. They got a pretty cool staking feature. Oh, sorry, DCC, but
no, go for it.
You said the Pulse Doji thing, so I have to say I got dirty today, man. Now I smell like a wet dog.
Yeah, dude, I saw that.
Hey, it gets normies, and at the end of the day, these are like these projects sort of like billboards that just get people in. There's people. But when I was out in like Puerto Rico and stuff, every kind of like female that I talked to in any of these stores, they all had Shiba Inu. I shit you not. Jeez. Every single fucking one. Like I was like, what the hell is going on right now? And but that's like the onboarding tool. I mean, there's people like I mean, like the first coin I ever bought was Litecoin and stuff, and then that got me into crypto, and I got Ethereum and HEX and everything else. And it's just like these coins. A certain portion of people get wrecked and say, I'm never coming back. Another portion go like they evolve and they go into other things. You know, it's a gateway drug basically to crypto. You know, it's like that's why even though we kind of shit on Bitcoin all the time, it's probably one of the biggest onboarding tools in the world to get into the cryptocurrency space. You know, it's like Bitcoin, yeah, I've heard of that stuff, and then they get Ethereum, and then they start slowly, you know, going on their own path depending on their personality of where they like to be in terms of the ecosystem in crypto, you know. But just to go back to like the NFT question, NFTs, like the current version of what NFTs are right now, that's not going to be the whole market. Like what that's pumping right now is like probably going to be the modern art market in crypto. That's going to be probably only 20% of the NFT market in the future. The rest of it's going to be, you know, you're going to have fractionalized real estate, which you're going to own through an NFT and stuff. All that stuff's coming in the next cycle. Tokenized equity is coming out next cycle as well. Like I've already seen a couple things like Exodus Wallet that have done tokenized equity, and people are going to start getting certificates in NFT forms and stuff like that can't be copied over. You're probably going to eventually get in, like you're going to get Louis Vuitton stuff and everything like that. That's going to actually have an NFT with it on a wallet that actually proves that, you know, that's actually real, you know, or it's going to have a scanned barcode somewhere on it that shows like, yep, this is the one of one or one of 100 or one of 100, 500 of these bags or something like that. And that's all that stuff's coming and stuff. But right now, like, you know, like because NFTs really got created like in the last cycle. Now it's grown bigger, then it's going to die, and then the other types of NFTs are going to shoot out and stuff. So yeah, that's kind of what I think.
Well, cool, man. Do you see it? I guess I'm trying to find the words for my question here. Do you see it becoming so big that, you know, like a big platform like a Decentraland or something, you know, could come to Pulse, or they like ETH or where they are for life, It's like a big playground. Could that happen one day?
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have that. I mean, you're going to have aave adoption at some point as well. It's probably going to be the money markets first, I think, and some of the end. So it's going to be a lot of homegrown NFT projects first on Pulse. Then you're going to have the money markets. Like I think aave is like, because right now what's going on, there's like a competition between two guys. It's Curve and aave, and Curve kind of is in more platforms, but aave just holds more weight, and they're kind of racing against each other to get onto as much stuff as possible. And then honestly, I think we're probably going to get people from Phantom, FTM and stuff onto Pulse first, I think, because they're about to launch something on SpookySwap pretty soon. And I think a lot of those guys, I've seen a lot of those guys actually talk about HEX as well in some of the private chats and stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised that they bridge over to PulseChain, because like the SpookySwap bridge is the bridge that has the most connections to the most amount of blockchains in the world and stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised that they're one of the first kind of swaps that actually outside swaps. They're going to probably go on to PulseChain at some point, probably in a couple months once it launches.
Yeah, I was in on YouTube, and there was it was a sound clip from the PulseChain chat, just the ongoing voice chat. And I probably get the guy's name wrong, but I think it was like Kalani or something like that. And he was like, PulseChain is a huge deal, and he's like, he's like HEX OG, and he's like, I know like of a legit like top, I forget what it was, maybe top 20, maybe higher than that, project or product that is like all in on Pulse. Like they're building for it, they are ready to go. And there's like speculation. I think the Aussies did a stream with speculating on what it could be. You brought up aave there. Another one is Chainlink that people are talking about. What do you think? Just fun speculation, but what do you think could be like that big name? Because even Richard has said, there are big names that haven't come out that are ready to go for this thing. I would say aave myself.
Yeah, I'm really, I think aave, they're probably going to jump on. FTM is going to have probably some of the first bridges over a period of time. I'm just trying to think.
And the top 20, the only one I would see that would probably do that would be Chainlink or Uniswap.
Yeah.
Because they're
the uni would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, actually both, yeah. I mean,
because I think Richard said in some stream a while back that he or someone from the team is made a V3 version of it, but kind of left it like it's like, it's just turnkey basically. As soon as you want to take it, it's yours basically. And the V2 and the V2 Pulse swap that we're going to be using is basically just V2 version of it, which is like which is open source. And then it's kind of interesting. I think. I mean, it is kind of cool. I think it's very beneficial and stuff to like actually have us on a V2 version instead of the V3. But because like at least from what I've seen of it and stuff. People can min-max the liquidity, so you're making the most amount of money. So typically on a Uniswap, like the money is like spread from 0 to infinity in terms of your liquidity when you add it. But on V3, you can actually concentrate it within like 10 cents or even a penny if you wanted to. And if it gets out of the range, you're making a ton of money when it's in the range, and then when it's out of the range, you're not making anything at all at that point. But I haven't seen too many projects mess around with it too much in terms of like. If most of them, let's just say like HEX right now is like, what is it? Like, what's it, 33 cents right now? 34 cents?
32 and a half.
32. So if I was like providing liquidity on Uniswap V3 for HEX, I'd probably put my money, if I was trying to increase my yield as much as possible, I would put my range between 30 cents or 29 cents to 35 cents. If not right now, but like obviously, like if it was just it'd been here for a couple of days, then I'd make much more yield than everyone's making on V2. But if everyone's money was in that range, I don't know what happens where like it makes it kind of, if, at least from what I can understand, it makes it range bound, where it makes it harder for HEX to pump in that situation. But once it breaks out, it can just go like this. Because it just keeps going up until it hits the next level of liquidity wall, where it's like up, and then it hits that, and then it's stuck at that point, which I really don't like. I kind of like the V2 model much better. I think it's way better for pumping and everything else. But I mean, hey, let's see what people do, you know?
Well, isn't V3 better for pumping if you can break that tight range where all the liquidity
Right,
is
yes.
and you pierce through and then there's
Yes.
nothing, there's nobody to fill you and it just goes straight up.
Yeah, it can go. Yeah, it goes straight up, but then you don't have the yeah. But then it almost kind of puts you in like an order book or something like that. In terms of like you have like not iceberg orders, but sort of like that. Like you have these little walls, but the walls get thinner as you go higher because people don't put money up there because all the money instead of being concentrated like from 0 to infinity, it's just like in this little like zone right there. So you're right. It could shoot hella high, but then you sell it and it'll just go right back down because you'll sell off all the hex and stuff. So it's a fucking mind fuck.
I like the V2 because that's like perpetual lock. Like once that liquidity's in there, you can't drain it and you can't buy it all because it gets too expensive on both ends. So I feel like that kind of, I don't know, it cushions you from like just going to zero. But then the V3, if you're savvy, that's where you can make more money, and that's where the better trader is.
Hayden Adams, or I should say Vitalik. Well, Hayden Adams and Vitalik created something really special, but they created like the V2 Uniswap formula kind of out of necessity because of gas fees. Like you couldn't do like a regular order book on the blockchain because it wouldn't fucking work. But they ended up creating something. I think that's even. I think most projects haven't realized it. Like I kind of look at some smaller like projects I'm in, and I see like they're incentivizing all the money to be into the Ethereum something pool for the token, and it's like, well, dudes, you guys got about $110 million. No wonder your fucking coin doesn't pump. Like, what the fuck? What are you doing? But that's like all the liquidity mining, and it's just like, Jesus Christ, you know.
Yeah, people don't realize that when there's way too much liquidity in a token for the amount of participants in the system, then it just basically locks the price where it's at. It becomes almost stable. Yeah. Okay.
Did any of you guys buy the dip?
Nah, too slow, man. Too slow. I can't do it.
No more money.
Big case after looking at the camera.
And matcha, my orders do not fill, dude. I've had zero luck on that shit, dude.
Yeah.
Mine fill. I never have an issue.
Your limit orders fill?
Yeah, my limit orders fill. All my limit orders I've done have filled. So.
Yeah, I've had limit orders. I've had plenty of limit orders fill on matcha.
I think people start watching it.
I haven't seen it, but I have seen it like bounce past the number and not hit my limit.
It needs to stay down below your limit for a little bit. People get too anxious when they see the price drop and they rush to their limit order. It's like, it's not filling. It's not filling. You just got to let it be.
Yeah. You just got to let it be.
Let it be. Let it be.
Let people interact because like you're waiting for someone else to pay the gas fees to make that trade happen. So like you have to actually wait.
It has to be profitable enough.
Exactly. It has to be profitable.
Hey guys, I gotta dip out. My brother-in-law's here, and I gotta give him a ride home. So I appreciate you guys, and thank you for having me on to let me share my story once again.
Oh, absolutely, and other
TC.
Great stories. So yeah.
Miguel, give me a call. Give me a call when you're.
I'll give you a call tonight. I'll DM you.
All right. Cheers, guys.
Thanks, Randy.
Bye, Randy. Catch you later, buddy.
Bye, Randy. Good to see you.
Motley.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about using limit orders and Uniswap. I just had an experience like earlier this week, and I just call it like a derp moment where I just screwed up and like I didn't have enough ETH in my wallet for some transactions that were coming up. So I should have first, sold a little, just like a tiny little bit of HEX to get some of that ETH there, or swapped it for HEX because I've never technically sold a HEX yet. And instead, like I did like end stake, and I was like, oh shit, because I was like, there's a threshold of how much ETH is in your wallet, and then you're waiting for the transaction cost, and I had it up there, and I was just waiting, and I was just like stuck for like an hour, for what I was using, and finally the gas prices came down low enough to where I like pounced on that hard. But it was my fault. It was a stupid mistake, and I felt so silly for doing it. Have you guys ever had like a derp moment where like just one that stands out to be like, man, I screwed that up. I missed the dip. I did this wrong. I think Motley has shared his biggest dirt moment for sending somebody hex or not, wherever that went into the black hole. But anybody have any funny stories?
I had a limit order too. Like, you gotta make sure you set so if you do it on Matcha, it gives you the ability to set the time limit. And there's a couple where I've accidentally, because it automatically puts you on the 1 hour mark. And there's a couple times where I thought I had a limit order set and I didn't have it set for like the week or whatever I wanted it to be set, and it's gone to hit. And then I go look, and then of course that limit order didn't fill because I had it default to 1 hour. I just didn't change it. So sometimes you really gotta watch that stuff.
DFed, do you ever make a silly mistake?
Oh, sure. Yeah. I mean, it's a series of derps. But like, usually it was not recent anymore. I don't do it anymore. I learned my lesson. But I used to be really stingy on the gas. Yep. And I would look at the etherscan.io/gas tracker, and I would try to get it right within the GUI, and I'm going to save that nickel. Bro, I have lost so much fucking money on transactions that have never filled. Yeah. Oh my God, it makes me sick to look at how much ETH I've wasted. And then you got to pay to undo it. Yeah, I'm trying to save a nickel, and it cost me like $100. Like, bro, it's
that's terrible.
Yeah, dude, I've lost so much just on transactions that never got accepted by the blockchain. That's my biggest derp.
Wow. And chat, post your biggest dirt moment in the comments as well. And if you're listening, tomorrow or not live, throw it in the comments. We might use it on the Cabana Mail segment next week. Big K, do you have a derp moment or two? Perhaps you won't want to share.
Happen.
All right.
100% uptime.
All right. Big K is 100%, batting 1,000.
Except for the time those ASICs lit on fire, right?
That's actually a funny. I was sitting here thinking, like, what have I screwed up? And like, really not that much. I mean, yeah, sure, I've had a failed transaction or two, but like that doesn't really like, so what, But yes, there you go. You found a good one. Size your cables correctly, people. Always buy appropriate gauge wire for whatever the hell you're doing. And I mean, and mining is one of those situations, because yes, I have had a near meltdown on a wooden framed mining rig one time.
It was made of wood, like lacquered and all.
Yeah, I have. It's hilarious. I mean, y'all watch when the documentary comes out, you'll see it. But yes, some of my first earliest rigs were wooden frame. Like, I mean, they were one.
A lot of miners did that. Yeah.
I mean, it was open air, super easy to get you running quick. That was like the first one was like the one that lasted, the longest. But yeah,
I've seen make them out of like the cardboard boxes from like graphics cards. Like,
yeah. I mean, some people literally. Well, I remember just my friend had a milk crate, and he just zip tied the milk crate cards to the side of each, like 4 cards on each of the sides of the milk crate, motherboard inside of it. Done. There you go. Bingo. Done.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Fantastic.
Yeah, there's a lot of milk crate rigs in the day.
It gets wild. But yeah, I had a meltdown of a cable once that was definitely, I was pulling too much power. Cable very inappropriately sized. Meltdown city. Lots of melted plastic and grossness. And then it was at a facility that I wasn't like at all the time. So there was, my what would you call it? My climate control has like alarms on it and stuff. So I got like woken up in the middle of the early in the morning to my alarms going off, and I could hear like audio of what's going on inside the facility, and it's just audio, and I could see it's like smoky, and it was fiery plastic meltdown. So yeah, that was a dirt moment. That was like get in a car and drive what I thought was going to be to like 10 minutes to a place that I thought was going to be on fire. Thankfully it wasn't. All was well.
Yeah.
But, that was tough.
DCC, you have in your tales of shitcoin lore, do you have a dirt moment or two that you'd like to share?
Oh, I have many. But I'll say a hex one. Just this is way back in the day, back when I was on the Discord syndicate and stuff. And fucking, I forgot what RG3 was saying. He was like telling me something in the fucking background. I was telling him I was gonna buy some fucking Hex today or something like that. And then we were just talking in the green room for a while, and then I just decided, and then I was like, oh fuck it, I'll buy it after the stream. And that cost me so much, man. Like, oh my god, like I should. Like, it's like when I have a feeling to buy, I always buy now. Like whenever, and I had so this is back when Hex was like, I don't even know how to say it right. It's got to be like less than 1% of a penny.
Yeah, 100 for a penny. That's yep.
No, less than that.
Oh, less than. Wow.
Yeah, like I forgot, like 1/100 of a penny or something like that. Or it was a really small amount, and like I was gonna buy like $4,000 of Hex and stuff, and then basically it just pumped right after, like it pumped during the show or something like that. And then by the time we were all done, and we're like we'd always be fucking around in the green room. So it was like, you know, we do a 3-hour show, then we'd be like talking in the green room for like 3 hours. And then by the time it was like I go to buy, it's like damn near 3-4x on me.
Oh
yeah, and I was like, oh man, that was no. But hey,
and if you bought, it still would have been a good buy.
No, it's still a good buy, but it's like, you know,
yeah, perspective wise, yeah.
Perspective, yeah. Because if you look at perspective, it's like, oh my Lord Christ, there's so many times like there's other time too where I was like, this is way back in the day when like Hex was first launching. I think this may have been like day 70 or so. Day of 70 or so. I had like I was about to ape in my last BTC, and I just got Scrooge McDucked on myself. I was like, no, I shouldn't do it, no, and everything. I never aped in that other Bitcoin and stuff because I had sold all my BTC and stuff to get into Hex and stuff and everything, and I just like, no, I'm gonna keep that one BTC because, you know, the Citadel, you know, like the old stuff they tell you in Bitcoin, you know, and yep, regret that one.
Oi.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I just saw this fun little graphic come up from Twitter user Hex Front. Has tied very closely to the action today. Hexicans and new Hex buyers.
Hold my hand, kid. You'll be all right.
Sums it up.
We good
Ain't
here.
nothing we haven't seen before.
That's right. We good here. Dips are to be celebrated, especially if you're staked. So yeah.
It's all about flipping that mentality around.
Exactly. And
that mindset, right?
I'll be honest with y'all. Like, I didn't even like. I'm doing other things, working on projects, getting shit done, and so like I'm not sitting watching the chart all the time. And I got a call today, and as soon as I answered the call, and I heard like it was a couple friends on a conference call, and as soon as I heard who was on the call, I was like, oh, X must be dipping. Like these guys are like, oh my god, dude, do you see it? It's like price. What are we gonna do? And I'm like,
the only reason I knew was Whalebot. I just saw Whalebot. I was like, oh wow, a bunch of big sells back to back to back. So I was like, I bet you we're dipping. So I took a look. I was like, oh yeah, we're dipping.
Yep. I didn't even have the phone on me. Wasn't even doing anything. I was working on a bunch of other stuff today, and literally didn't even think about it until I got this call. And I was like, what's going on here? I bet it's dipping. These boys are calling me. So yep, there we go.
The price of onboarding some.
Yeah, that's what happens. I mean, you gotta hold their hands on the roller coaster on the ride.
Yeah, I think I saw somebody joking that Rich the Kid already, exited because he got wrecked. Bought it like 40 some cents, and or it dropped like 30%. He was like, "I'm out," but that's till
hopefully not, because
yeah,
you want
I hope not either.
To ride that pump, and it becomes addicting after that. Once you realize how much Hex is and everything else.
And perhaps he buys the dip and learns that art. And then once you do that and you catch one, it gives you just so much more confidence to be like, all right, I know where this asset, is going in the long term. It just takes time and patience. Yeah. Be around and to catch eat. Yeah, Gavin says, at least we're getting a copy and have some pulse. That's, I guess, the only confusing thing to me, seeing such large sell orders. I guess it has to do. The only thing I can think of it having to do with is lack of education. Because why, if you knew you were getting a copy, would you sell, especially like 6 million bags of flat out dump market sold? Like,
I
do you hate money?
I just think the chart does chart things, and it just like
broke out of the flag and then
chart does chart things.
Chart does chart things. So like, I mean,
we need wave 3 on here. Yeah.
People regularly want to prescribe news events or this or that or whatever. I mean, like, we went sideways for a while, and there was a bunch of people who bought in that up and down, up and down, and up and down, and thought it was just going to continue to go up, and some of them sold. And then there's other people who already had HEX for a long period of time that watched it go sideways and got all scared about their super huge gains, and so they sold. And like, it's just what happens. It's all like the chart is like the playing out of the market's psychology in real time of what people are actually doing. And like, that's like the amount of variables that go into that is so extreme. And like, yes, I know that there are buy the rumor, sell the news type of events that can happen in cryptos, but like HEX is as like been operating, as is for long enough to where I don't feel like that's like what we're witnessing here at all. Like, I don't think that whatever's going on with Pulse or any of that is really particularly affecting the price that much right now. I think that if we had some concrete dates, maybe you could say that kind of thing. But people are selling because the price went up a lot, and they wanted, I mean, I personally know that there are several different project teams working on things that are going to be on Pulse, and I mean, those are things that are going to be that are being developed specifically by hexagons, and development costs money, and so like some people think that that's more important than than their particular gains right now. They want to create some cool ass shit, and so like, rightfully so, let them create. And if they want to sell some HEX along the way, just take a look at the watch, then let's just meet on the bone for everybody else. I'm cool with that. So like, I think that this is a great opportunity for anybody who's been waiting for a dip. I mean, it's just about over. So if you didn't get in, then we'll be back in our channel probably within the next, 12 to 48 hours, and we'll see what happens from there.
It was a nice dip.
Yeah, it was great. And if you look back, whenever we've done these flags before in the chart previously, we've seen, there always is, there regularly is like a good dip chance before we take back off. Like, I mean, that happens every time. And somebody has to sell and somebody else has to buy, and then once all the sellers are gone, we'll go back up again. Like, you see it. Like, look at that last big dip that we did. You've got lines drawn, and like towards right in the middle of it, there was a super amazing chance, and even at the end, you had a reasonable dip that like let people get back in. You saw that you had a chance. Hey, here's an opportunity. If you don't take it, then we all know, like, you go back, there you go. It's like a repeat thing over and over and over when you look at your chart. So we're experiencing that again. I imagine that as we get more pronounced to continue a parabola like structure, we're gonna probably, I mean, it might last a little longer, some of these sideways moves. I mean, keeping the average of 48 days per doubling is pretty extreme, I mean, forever.
Yeah, really. That's one thing I wanted to bring up, because that's a great point. It's like, in my experience, like, once everyone catches on to a trend, that trend is going to fail to exist because everybody knows about it.
Mm-hmm. And then everybody gets counter traded. So like, I mean, how many people were expecting us to break out of this flag north? A lot of people.
A lot. Yeah.
A lot.
I was expecting to break down.
So
I actually, October 6th, if you look at that, go back like 5 or 6 candles there, like that red one where it broke down and touched that green line. I sold a bunch right on October 6th because I was expecting a breakdown. And then next 3 days it pumps. And now it's finally breaking. It's right there. Yep, I sold right there because I thought we were going lower. I was like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna sell. Let me get some liquid, and then I'm gonna buy down. And then next 3 days it pumped, and I'm like, God, I'm an idiot. Like the market does the opposite of what you want. That's what markets do. The market is designed to fuck you. But now here we go. Now there's a dip, and I'm hoping for lower. I mean, I've got plenty of other HEX, but yeah, I'd love to buy cheap.
I've got some folks that have recently got into HEX that think that they're chart master, that think they have some chart skills, and like what? Yeah, they watch this run up. They watch this run up, and they're calling for 22-cent HEX, and I'm not sure that they're gonna get it. So I mean, but that would be a pretty like solid, drop place to scare. If you really wanted to send some chills, I mean, that might go below 25, might do it.
Yeah, because I think a lot of people had this level right here where the breakout was, and we've kind of like gone back and tested it. So if that holds, maybe that's good enough. But yeah, that 22, that's right in there. We had some support.
Yeah.
In there.
Yeah, so. That's what they see. I mean, do I think that the chartists of the world are right? No, because otherwise they wouldn't be charting. So, we'll see. I just think that it doesn't really matter. I think that we still are 3 months off from any sort of, like David said. I'm not optimistic myself that HEX is gonna, or that Pulse is gonna launch before the end of the year. I mean, I just think that'll be really, really tight. There's a lot to be done, and it still won't be everything. Like it still is. Questionable whether I think Pulse launches with a bridge on day one or not. I think there's a lot.
I don't think it will.
I don't think so either.
I agree.
Yeah. And I don't think that really matters either way. Honestly, I think that like we should all revel in the fact that we get to be a part of a network that is as closed as it will be out the gate. Like that's something super unique, and like really, I can't think of a time when I was able to participate in something that fresh, like in this unique of a way. So like I think that's I mean I think there's a lot of advantage to that. I think I'm not rushing anything. Which I mean a lot of people might not like to hear. I mean, but I mean, like I said, how long do we wait for HEX to come? I mean, people have been here
2
before HEX
years.
launched.
I waited 2 years, 4 weeks at a time, bro.
I got in a year. Like I said, I got in a year late. Like I got into the HEX, like the chat for Bitcoin HEX when like it was in January of 2019, and I still that felt like forever,
Yeah.
So just hold tight, kids. We got more to come.
That's right.
And what we're hearing, from even OGs in the community, they're still buying. Like they're not like dumping. Everybody sells a little bit now and then. Depending upon who you are. I said it earlier in the show. I haven't really. I mean, I'll swap some for ETH gas fees, but I don't consider that selling. But I think
sacrosanct. You used to get in trouble for saying that. Like I got in trouble for saying that. Like I sold some HEX or some ETH. People were getting so much shit for that.
Yeah,
people give me shit too for paying off student loans and stuff. It's like, guys, you know how much gains I've made. Like, I would be retarded if I didn't sell
exactly.
A little bit. Come
Peace
on,
of
guys.
mind, pay off your mortgage, things like that.
Yeah, that's what this is made for. It's made to make gains. If you don't sell, if you don't,
people don't appreciate the mental aspect of things too much. And I've spoke about this. I used to speak about it on Discord Syndicate a lot more. But I haven't brought it up in a long time. That like. Because it hasn't been a focal point for me, but like people that are able to find themselves in a place of financial security through whatever their gains are, I if they are going, it's the JP Morgan thing when they, if you're going to sleep at night worried about your investments and you can't sleep because of it, like then you are too over leveraged and you really need to, pay off some of your stuff that you have out there because. I mean, statistically speaking, like if humans in general, if you have more than one bill than you can like afford, if you're mentally doing mental gymnastics to pay bills, in your own mind regularly, and money issues are constantly stressing you out, across the board, people lose about 7 points of IQ, or it's around 1 standard deviation of IQ across the board, which like makes people more racist, misogynistic, violent, aggressive, just across the board. It's a shitty thing to be in, because you're in a fight or flight mode that you don't need to be in. People are just dumber when they're worried about where their next meal is coming from and if they're going to be able to provide security for their family, so like being able to provide yourself with a little breathing room and the ability to sleep at night is a calculated risk that is super important to be able to, that's taking risk off the table, and that's great. Like I don't fault anybody for doing that. There's a time to make big, moves and to take risks, but then there's a time to take some chips off the table. And I mean, like, no one's saying you can't leave with a little bit in your pocket. I mean, you should, right. Sure.
You're dumb if you don't. Honestly,
yeah,
like you should take a little off the table when it's appropriate. And if you are losing sleep over it, take a little off the table, man. Get secured. Have a couple months worth of mortgage, in a USDC, chilling just in case.
Can't wait to show off my beachfront villa.
When you're in those situations, you can like, these dips don't like I said, like at that once you are secure like that, then you can rationally assess a dip like this properly, and you can think to yourself, okay, is HEX still the amazing asset that it's always been? Yes. Should I buy it here? Yes. Okay. Am I scared about my finances and paying for my shit tomorrow? No. Okay. Do I have liquid cash available? Yes. Then I fucking can. I can make a move on it. And you do that with a rational mindset, that when you're waiting, that like when you're on the edge and can't pay your shit, then you'll way more likely to sell the bottom. You just are, because you're worried, you're playing with money that you shouldn't be playing with. Like it goes back to the saying that I was almost finished with saying, that JP Morgan was asked when he was still like back in the day, it was like, how do you sleep at night with all these billions of dollars of investment on your head? And he said, if you sell, if you can't sleep, you sell until you can sleep, So like you find a happy medium of risk tolerance and everybody's is different. Some people like living on the edge and can live like that. Other people have kids and families and student loans and other shit going on and medical things or what the fuck ever. And like they need to properly, use their risk tolerance level as, don't take the things we say as gospel and be like, oh, I got to stake everything out forever. Because like, then you might find yourself in a situation. I saw an OG Mexican in the community talking about how they've got issues coming up in their lives and they've got an EES. And like that comes about because they're not properly planning your existence out, and you can't, some of it you don't know entirely, but you might not have assessed your risk tolerance as well as you would have hoped to, so I don't want that for anybody, because in the end, it's bad for the whole system to have people selling down the price unnecessarily this early on. It's just not, it's worse, not better.
Yeah.
Everyone's invited to my beach villa. All right, I'll make it up to you.
All right. Well said, Big K. Well said.
But yeah, I mean, everybody has their own personal situation, so you can't really get on anybody for selling no matter what. I mean, I love this comment from Hex 19 here. If you're worried about your debt, you'll tend to make bad decisions on investments. 50 years of experience. I mean, that's pretty powerful right there, and it's true. That's why it's powerful. I don't have that much experience, but I have enough to know that this is a 100% true statement, and it's peace of mind does so much for you, and that's just another byproduct of HEX. Really, it's you're making interest. Even while these dips are occurring, there is a certain peace of mind. If you've been at the game long enough to be like, cool, man. Well, my stack's getting bigger, and price chart, there are dips along the way, but price tends to move in a good direction because more people are coming in, more stakers are coming in, and it's an absolutely great thing.
Shout out John Wick.
Yep. Yo.
Yeah, that's awesome, John Wick.
Nice.
Damn.
God, well.
Thank you.
I loved your last movie, bro. It was sick.
First one was the best. I do have like one problem. Like the guy that like did that to his dog did not die a violent death enough. Like that death could have been way more violent. I preferred like dying alive via fire burning him, but it was just too.
Did you want it like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? We've been smashing that chick's face in the fucking fireplace.
So yeah, all right. Appreciate it, John Wick, and I've seen him. I forget. I mean, John Wick's just awesome. He another stream I was watching had a great tip. Might have been Big Paps. So thanks, man. Just an awesome member of the Hex community. He's been on this show before too. When Godwell Motley, I'll pose that to you. I assume you're going to say when ETH price dumps after Pulse mainnet.
Yeah, I think that's I mean, he might make some small buys here and there before then, but I think he's preparing for that. He's going to get a better deal come that potential dump.
Yes, John is brilliant. We love him. Absolutely. Yes, it's a huge John Wick. So, thank you, John Wick.
Thank you for the dump, John Wick.
What was I going to ask? I was going to ask something about like price movement. So we've seen, I guess, was it the 666 wallet Motley that was buying like around 40? It was like, I thought it was like high 40s.
Recently?
Well, I thought it was like near the top. Wasn't that the case? And we had
one of them was making some buys. I don't know. I don't track them as much as I used to back in the day.
Yeah, I just think it's interesting because I have seen either that wallet or C5, which are kind of, you know, the two huge wallets. I've remembered them buying tops, which is peculiar. The first one was around, I think it was like a penny, and it came in, and we were like, oh my gosh, you know. One of the whale wallets is buying, and then we went back down like way under a penny, like so long ago, and now we're like 50 cents, half a dollar, and we see these big wallets coming to play. But yeah, I'm kind of with Motley. Is you know, a big buy could probably come in if we get a serious dip. Like this is just like a dip, but you know, we get, say, that wallet that has 120 million hex that dumped right at the PulseChain testnet going live. What if that thing dumps like 50 million? I would think that a whale would want to protect his or her investment.
Yeah, they're the most vested, right? Like any of these movements that they see their portfolio decrease by magnitudes. The larger the whale you are, these price movements, like there's a certain floor they most have in their mind they want to protect because, you know, their largest bag or one of their largest bags, these there's a certain limit to where they're willing to let the price go, and then they're gonna buy it back up. It's because it protects their net worth, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Chat, you cracked me up. Where Zachary Ross, congratulations, man. Bought some hex under 30 cents today. I mean,
awesome. That's good snag.
We are 10% almost above we are 10% above where you bought it from. So good work, man. Good work.
Yeah.
Any other musings on this beautiful, it's still beautiful because you could consider it from a certain point of view as a bull flag if you zoom out far enough. This beautiful price chart, PulseChain, DFED. You got anything on that front before we wrap up here and put a bow on this thing?
I mean, it's coming along. I'm keeping my eye on it. So, you know, I did a little teaser video yesterday on how to get that free pulse, and I promise I'll be doing more videos as soon as stuff releases and is available to test. I'll be on top of it. So I'll keep you all updated as I see it.
David Knight should be imbibing in some of the some enjoyable moments next Thursday at 4:20.
That's right.
Yeah,
a new show.
new show coming up.
Yeah, I think it's called. I think we could leak the title. I think it's called Steak and Bake.
So it is an official thing.
Yeah, I think it's happening. We're going to try it out next Thursday at 4:20 Pacific.
4:20 Pacific.
All right, so 7:20.
Oh God.
7:20 Eastern.
Yeah.
So to be a guest on the show, do you have to bake?
I mean, it does help. It does. That definitely raises your
defense thinking about it.
I've got a list of what I think is participable, like participants that would be make good guests, and if you want to bump yourself up on the list, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt. I'm not saying you got to. It's not a requirement.
I mean, full bong grips, or what are we talking about here?
I don't think they've hammered out the details yet.
So I'll admit, like, my stream setup's like in my living room and the kids are around, so I won't be doing that on the stream, but ahead of time, and I have actually some other products I'll be showing off that are more discreet. So yeah, it'll be fun.
We allow breaks. You can go off camera if you'd like. We're fine. We're not trying to force anybody's hand here.
Invite me on, dude. I'm coming on.
Come on.
All right.
I mean, it's like,
go find your favorite pen.
Informative. This is definitely informal, and we're hoping informative. I mean,
totally, dude. That's where my best ideas come from, man.
The confidence is gushing from you, Big K.
It's gonna be
good.
good.
It's gonna be enjoyable. It's gonna be enjoyable. I mean, we're all gonna have fun. I mean, I think that everyone's gonna have a good time.
Ripped, absolutely. It'd be beautiful. Entertaining television.
I can't guarantee that any of the advice that will be disseminated is going to be anything to keep in your journals, folks.
It'll be fun. That's for sure. It'll be fun.
It will be.
My state just went legal, so for me, this is like a treat, dude. I never thought in my lifetime I'd see this, so I'm so pumped.
Children's just when I was going to take a break. Yeah. There's always new and innovative streams coming to Hex. So, who's hosting this event, Big K?
That's a good question. I guess it would be probably myself. I mean, Freddie doesn't technically.
Are you going to rotate it like the nights?
Yeah, we might rotate. Freddie technically doesn't do streams at all, really. He doesn't have a YouTube channel, so like maybe we'll force his hand to do it. I mean, but either me or Dave.
I think he got plenty of new followers with the Eulogy drop, so that might be a good place to start.
Totally. I'm down to boost my YouTube too. I'll take the risks. I'm only at like 800 subs, so I'll do it.
Yeah,
I have no problem.
I mean,
I'm trying to reach 1,000.
Especially if you're, going to be doing a lot more PulseChain streams as well. I mean, just cross stream, cross promote. Matty Allen always says it. It's great for the community.
An ecosystem over there. There's all sorts of Pulse stuff going on. Not even Hex related. It's crazy. So check out that chat room. It's exciting.
Yeah, I went to the Hex ticket site today. I was trying to get somebody a ticket, and I didn't see the link for it. Maybe they sold out for the week or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah, they do like a weekly sale thing.
Yeah, so maybe I'll chat Maddie about it. Yeah, everybody going to Vegas?
Yes, sir. Got my tickets.
When is that?
March 6th through the 9th?
I'll be there. Whatever. Yeah. I'll be there.
Yes. I maybe speaking about something or joining some people. We'll see.
Yeah. I was so sad I couldn't go to the last one.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a good time. I'm excited for this next one.
Hey, we got people dropping. Oh, Motley's dropping. Now he's trying to come back. Yeah, let me know, Maddie. I see you in chat there, obviously. What is this? Oh, we got a putty tat.
Yeah, I got a little cat next to he's snuggled up against my foot.
Just new friend on the street?
New friend.
Nice.
New friend. Say hello to the stream.
Hello, friend.
Yeah, it's Ski Cat. Ski Cat came to pay a visit to me.
Ski Cat.
Didn't bring me any Hex, unfortunately, but that's all right.
Break out those private keys, Ski Cat. Let's do this.
I heard you.
Well, I have just received word from the production truck that we are not done quite yet, that we are going to have...
production truck.
Hold on. We are going to have Wave 3 come in and look at some charts with us before we go tonight. So that should be any moment now.
Nice.
I just heard, yeah.
Is he sitting next to you, Motley?
Wait a second. I am so confused right now. Well,
No, he's coming in.
he's trying.
He's just also right next to me.
Yeah.
I thought he was back in the States. I guess not. Well, I got the chat all excited because like he's trying to come in here, but
They're waiting on you, bro. They said hurry up, stop sucking for the stream.
sorry to disappoint you guys.
I'm filming you while they wait.
Oh, we can have another streamception moment with just like we had with Big K and coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of my
All right, this is you're breaking up now, bro. So anyway, El Hexadente, bro. Long time no see, bro.
Oh, what up, bro?
You gotta come back on stream. I know you're out in the woods with Paul Bunyan, but yeah, we gotta get you back here. Chart porn incoming. I'm sorry, Archie. It doesn't feel like that's going to happen because I didn't know he was back on traveling and he was hopping on stream. So I'll have to wait. Maybe we can get some comments on the TA at least with what he thinks, because I know he's quite bullish on Polkadot and Kusama. Polkadot's acting awesome as of late. I do know that. And what we could expect out of the Hex chart here. I think Motley is just in the ghetto. So, all right. all I see is
like dragging us into the fucking ghetto. Yeah, that's for fucking sure.
Yeah,
that's active life.
How was it down there?
It was fun as hell, man.
It looked fun, man. I was sad I wasn't there. That looked like a good ass time, man.
Dude, La Perla is sick, dude. But you do have to be like, if you go down there, you really got to go like 3+ deep, you know.
Yeah,
just
roll with the
like
squad.
that. But it was fucking fun.
Looked fun, dude. I was jealous.
And
That looked like a blast.
and your shopping trip was exquisite last week. So
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't get this on the shopping trip, but I got it like a day after.
nice. What you got there,
Oh, rolling.
Can you guys hear me?
yes, Wave 3.
hey, buddy?
All right. It's going to be, I'm going to do my best to try to hear you guys over everything else that's around me. So I can't use the cam. I'm very limited signal right now, but I think the stream quality looks great. So
Nice.
I am very impressed with this phone purchase I made.
Yeah, you sound good. Actually, sounds really good.
We are streaming in high definition.
Yeah, there's you might actually get some audio from everything that's around, since I have it on pretty sure I have it on speaker right now. I don't have headphones with me.
Yeah, we just hear like some light breaking, squeaky brakes in the background.
Bus brakes.
Yeah.
All good. Yeah, just I obviously did not know you were back down there. I was actually just, say, hey, you want to look at some charts real quick? Got chat all excited, so I apologize for that. But any take on, we talked about Bitcoin last week. I think that's looking a little bullish, dare I say, and could make a march towards the 6 digits. And me, you, Patrick, or Patrick Hex Lion, and DCC might have a victory lap stream one day.
Yep.
Yeah. Bitcoin it's going to new all-time highs.
There you go. There's the analysis.
It's happening at this point. Like there has never been a like the bull trap idea was good, like when it was below the 20-week moving average. But this is now the second time on the price chart where it has recovered. So the 2013 fractal is now valid. And we've just never had a down draw from the Bitcoin's making new all-time highs on the weekly chart. That's never happened before. And then basically like a trap door that just has never happened. So if it was a bull trap, it would be by far the most excellent, well-played bull trap ever. Because that just hasn't played out before. But the thing is, when Richard made the call at the time, historically, if you looked at the movements, anytime the 20-week moving average was lost, which coincides with losing the parabola, there has been really long bear markets as a result. It's just that was that was basically a good snapshot as to the historicals, and then we're just seeing something different this time, mostly because there's probably just a larger backstop with larger players in the market now, specifically around Bitcoin and Ether. So 100K is probably going to be a very psychological area because that's what everybody thinks is going to happen. So like always, markets usually never do what people want them to do ever. Like everybody thinks that they know, like they have like a crystal ball that tells them like an exact reference point. So it's either, from my view, because of that, it's either going to fall short of 100K because that's the psychological boundary, or it's going to go much higher. There's not going to be really like much of an in between. But this type of move sets up for very explosive moves we're going to see across the entire market. There's already a lot of that on. Are you filming me, Motley? All right.
Streamception
for your camera.
Yeah, that'll do. So yeah, the movements in the market are going to be very, very big on certain ecosystems, and the setup right now on the HEX price chart is I would basically look at the ETH fractal back from 2017 before the blow off top. There was an extended period where it set up a really large bull flag on the weekly chart. You could just look at it on the 3-day time frame, and it set up over like multiple months at a time. So you could see very similar type of pattern play out on the HEX chart. That's probably the best reference that we do have. And as far as the time frames right now, the 3-day specifically is the time frame to watch. As far as the moving averages, you basically want to look at the 23-day moving average on the 3-day chart, and then just look at the weekly chart. So far, none of the major support lines have been breached aside from wicks, and wicks don't count for anything. All that matters is candle close. So right now, the 3-day is being tested on a major support level. So the move up has been so massive that I'm not really surprised that we're seeing the volatility that we have now. Like, people have to also realize the price went from 30% of a penny up to 50 cents. There's not going to be any coin in the market that has that same size move, period. Like, there's other coins I'm very bullish on, but I know they're not going to have that type of move compared to what HEX has done, even for their 3-wave. So the move up to the upside has been so massive. So again, 3-day is going to be the major time frame, and then the daily chart. It looks like right now, I'm guessing is this the daily chart?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So the daily chart is going to be a lot harder to sort of predict because there's a lot of volatility that just comes on the HEX price chart on the daily with a lot of the wicks. So right now it looks like it's basically just following that channel that you have drawn there as some kind of
well, I just got to draw that today because that was where the wick went, but it
yeah.
runs perfectly parallel. So maybe that is the new channel rather than this, flag that kind of broke down and had your trapdoor that you mentioned earlier about Bitcoin.
Right. Yeah. So it looks that looks like a very valid reference point for anybody that's holding on to their coins. There's still basically the inevitable PulseChain launch that's going to end up coming. So I would like to actually see like a consolidation to start building up like a support level somewhere on the price chart, just set up like a market structure somewhere. So we actually could see like the channel that you're drawing. It could follow that type of path for like a couple weeks or something like that. The time frame is this is where it's really hard on the daily time frames. The 3-day and the weekly, in my opinion, are a lot easier to analyze for HEX specifically. But the daily, it looks like right now it's following this channel that you have pretty nicely. And then you're going to have traders that come in that try to trade the channel or whatever, which in my opinion is just like a waste of time. Like, you're better off just holding holding on to the coins versus trying to optimize specific movements, because the ones that made all the gains, like this is very typical for all investments, but the guys that make all the money are the ones that hold the coins, period. So there's been a ton of people that have made a shit ton of money on this move, and if we start to see basically that fractal start to form, then that could set up basically for the desired, dollar plus targets that everybody is sort of looking at. The other metric that's important is if you look at the number of stakers. I believe Gerardo posted this. I think Bree posted data on this recently on Twitter. Those are actually really good metrics too for just the overall macros, because we're only in the first cycle for HEX. You basically have the metrics as far as the staker growth goes. So that's just a good way to compare versus, like in Ethereum, for example, you look at how the gas fees are increasing over time, or the number of active wallets. So just looking at the number of active stakers is obviously like a good way to sort of analyze the overall growth of HEX as an asset. And so far the numbers that I've seen are very, very good on that, specifically from Bree, and then I believe I heard Gerardo posted stuff on this recently on YouTube. So and there's some ideas as far as like how the number of stakers can relate to the price growth on the chart, which actually could set up some interesting metrics that somebody could try to make some sort of model on. But for now, like the daily time frame, I think it's the 3-day is sort of a good boundary right now, because it's testing that 20-day moving average, which on the 3-day it's actually tested it multiple times on this run up. Like you saw the tests at least 3 or 4 times on this run up so far. It happened twice after New Year's. It happened a few times actually on the run up. So right now it's testing that sort of boundary again, and then that's going to be sort of the pivot as far as whether it holds that as support, which you're gonna see a lot of wicking, or whether there needs to be a cool off period. And then I see from Hexagon, staker growth did slow down a bit, but still growing pretty fast. Yeah. So if the growth is still increasing, then basically that's going to be another one to sort of look at for future for potential price growth in the future. Yeah, I would look at the 3-day chart, because I know a lot of people are looking at the daily chart, and these types of down draws happen all the time in this market. So I'm not surprised by it. This just looks like a regular crypto chart for me. When you have like a cool off or a corrective wave potentially. You saw it on Bitcoin when it went from 60K down to 30K, and now it's back at 60K again. So, I think people need to realize that you're not gonna make money in this market without having a lot of volatility that comes with that. It's not possible. Like the big moves happen because this market in general with crypto, you're not going to make the type of gains you want in an asset class that doesn't have a lot of volatility, especially HEX, which is designed around low liquidity, which is what creates like all the potential upside. All the coins that make big moves in every market cycle have low liquidity. Just look at if you look at even this cycle today, so coins like, for example, from last cycle, things like Bitcoin Cash or Litecoin or Monero, they were very illiquid in their first cycle and had huge moves on the price chart. But the thing is, like this cycle, they're much more liquid on the centralized exchanges, and they've had very poor price performance. And if you look at their charts, like it was very volatile during that entire cycle. You would have 70% down draws in bull markets before the price would even go higher. So for something that's optimizing around low liquidity so that you can actually get the upside, because you need basically a balance with that. Like you actually do need to have fairly low liquidity to get these really big moves on the price chart. So I'm not surprised by it. The 3-day, it's testing on the 3-day until I see like candle closes below on the 3-day chart. I'm not really going to suggest like a corrective wave until I start to see more candle closes below that. Because right now it's still it went down to 27 cents, I believe, and then wicked back up to 32. So it's holding it as support. And then, like all things, investors that sort of plan out, in advance, like have like an actual multi-year plan on this, they're going to be the ones that make all the money. It's just how it is. Like all things, like everybody, you have to have like your reference point set on the chart, and then that's your baseline. So for now, the 3-day looks fine, at least on the moving averages, and then we'll see if that holds that as support. I would say your stream next Friday will probably have the candle information on the 3-day chart to see exactly where it's at compared to today. Because yeah, looking at the candle closes now on the daily is sort of I would say it's really only an issue for people that are trying to really trade the moves, or they're concerned because they bought at like 50 cents or whatever. And then, but that's the thing, like, you have people that get in during big moves and then they get shaken out. Those are the people that sell during the volatility and lose all their coins. It's just how it is, guys. Like, there's gonna be people that lose their coins on HEX because they get like scared or whatever. But that's the whole thing. Like being like a smart investor in the market and positioning so that you get the benefit of these big moves. Because I can tell you, like, most of the OGs, they're in such insane profits at this point that it doesn't even matter from my viewpoint there. So there's sort of that relative reference, and again, the 3-day still testing that moving average. And I think basically by your stream next Friday, you'll have at least 2 more 3-day candles that'll show exactly where it is with respect to that moving average. And then from an Elliott wave perspective, I would definitely say this really big move up so far is the 3, and then the 3-day time frame is going to tell you whether you're going into the 4 or whether you're still holding position on the 3 wave. But it's definitely the 3. The size of the move that has happened up to 50 cents was a bigger move. It was actually a much bigger move than that first the wave 1 impulse that happened in 2020. And that's also very common on price charts. Typically you'll get like a really big move up, and you even see this on Bitcoin. If you look at the Bitcoin price chart when it went from 3,000 up to $12,000 or whatever, that was about like a 4 to a 5x move. And then it came down during its 2 wave, and then the 3 wave was much bigger. So you typically see the 3 wave tends to be a lot larger in size. And sort of my thought on that is you probably just get better centralization of supply during the 3 wave, because you shake out basically people that during the 2 wave you get better supply centralization, and then it just ends up becoming better price pumping for pretty much every coin during its second really big move or the 3 wave. So you'll probably know basically I'd say within the next week or two whether from an Elliott wave perspective whether the 3 wave is still holding as support or whether you're looking for now a setup into the 5 wave.
There you go, Chad. There's an answer to your question. Love this from Hexagon 720. This feels more like a bottom to me. If you're getting phone calls, freak out phone calls, typically that is a good bottom sign, or that you're close to one. Also, to counter that, if you're at a top and you're getting calls that you want, family and friends and cab drivers want in on an asset, that's usually a top. So these phone calls are bullish.
Definitely.
Thank you, Wave 3. Going chartless, but still excellent as always. And if you're around and have access to charts next week, maybe we'll take a look and see how it resolved. But either way, thank you for hopping on, man.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, thank you for having me.
Always.
Is Motley over here still recording? Or okay?
Yes.
Stay safe, motherfucker.
Yeah, we'll be fine. We're
You caught some waves yet or no?
Wait, what's that?
You gone surfing yet or no?
No, actually, I was only able to stop by the beaches. So we had to. There was a couple things we had to take care of over the last couple days took quite a bit of time. So if anything, it was more of we got to check some of the areas out, get a good feel for, you know, what it would be like. So it was a good trip. Like, it was still very valuable for all of that stuff. Unfortunately, like, the day I flew in, it was actually really good the day I flew in. Like, I stopped by some of the beaches here, and it was pumping on Wednesday and Thursday. It was actually pretty decent today. There actually might be some surf tomorrow morning, and if there is, I'll get in the water today's Friday, so I'll get in the water on Saturday if there's still anything left.
Got you. The chat wants to know if you have the police women with you.
Oh, there was a loud car that drove by, so I just
Got it. Exactly what chat was referring to. Yes. Okay. Anyway.
Hold on, goddammit.
Thank you, Wave3.
There can be all sorts of fun things that happen on trips.
No doubt, no doubt.
Yeah, we do have a good time.
That's what trips are for, and friends. So, all right, gents. Well, I guess we can wrap it up here. We had a nice little non-chart TA sesh. We've covered Pulse, some HEX, some NFT speculation, all the things. DFed. Oh, don't forget. Well, actually, I'm the only one who's forgotten. Vince's Fumble Fridays knockout pool. There are 5 guys left. I'm the only one who actually hasn't submitted his pick yet this week. So I will do that this weekend. But who is alive? We have myself, Wallysaurus, Vin RXX, who is the mystery person. I hope you claim your prize if you are fortunate enough to win. Children of the Grave and Freddy Quotes. We're all in it. So good luck this week, 6. And I did want to show, because this tab just came up, who sent me this Crypto Gains Club while we were talking about the NFTs. No hex was harmed, real NFTs, Pokemon celebrations. I know nothing about this. Motley can probably tell me all about it. But for those who like Pokemon, there you go.
That's pretty cool.
I will take your word for it.
Anniversary for Pokemon.
Still don't know anything about this, but all right. Anyway, Motley is our Pokemon expert.
I'll make it kind of
Okay.
DFed. I guess we'll try this again. We'll go around the horn. Where can we find you, sir?
You can find me on Twitter at David Feeder. You can find me on YouTube, David Feeder. And I will be bringing you guys all of the PulseChain testnet updates as soon as they happen live, man. I will be streaming it. I'll show you everything I can as soon as it comes out.
And perhaps you will be staking and baking in less than a week.
Yes, so next Thursday at 7:20 p.m. Eastern, we will be staking and baking for the first time. So that'll be fun, too. More news to come on that.
Outstanding. Motley Investor. Streamception with Wave3. You're muted, sir.
They look so sweaty.
Hold on. I didn't know he muted his phone, damn it. Motley Investor, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, follow me everywhere. I'm starting to post stuff on everything now that we're traveling. We'll get back to our regular streams. I know we've been slacking on Nights of Crypto, but that'll get going. We're starting another channel, Legion VC News. Stay tuned to that. We'll be covering PulseChain projects, in our own and other people, especially Hexicans that are building them. And yeah, it's going to be a fun couple weeks. We're just still doing some traveling, so stay tuned.
DCC, where you at?
You can find me at Dollar Cost Crypto everywhere on YouTube and Twitter. DollarCostCrypto.com coming in 2 weeks.
Ooh.
Yeah, my website's sort of been like 4 more weeks.
I was about to ask if that's like the equivalent of Hex time, but all right.
Yeah, but no, it's actually coming. So yeah, I'm gonna have a stream to announce it and stuff and everything like that. And yeah, a lot of goodies on there and stuff.
Awesome.
So can't wait.
Good deal. And last but not least, Wave3, thanks for coming by. Where can we find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. And then, yeah, there's going to be a lot of good stuff coming over the next quarter. Basically, there's of course like basically upping some of the production quality. There's a new intro video that one of the Hexicans is helping out with. That's really good now. Yeah, Markable. It's really good. So there's gonna be a lot of cool stuff, like really upping up the sort of the branding aspect of it, and then there's also going to be, you know, website. There's of course the projects that you know, Motley mentioned, everything that's happening through Legion VC News, and then you know, golden charts, all that stuff. Q4 is going to be a really good quarter in general for crypto, so it'll be a good time to get all this stuff out. And then yeah, the best place to find the latest on that's of course Twitter and YouTube, and then eventually Instagram as well.
Outstanding. Of course, I want to give a shout out to Big K. He's all over the place. He will be on, I believe, Steak and Bake with DFed and crew. So that's 4:20 Thursday Pacific time, 7:20 for us East Coasters. And who else? aBit and Patrick Hex Line. I want to thank them for coming on. I need to know how much ETH I need to submit to get a window clingy. Hexo got one and he's retired. So let me know, boys. And who else? Randy Hilarski. So going like, you know, almost full-time Hex. I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of him on hopefully this stream, and I'm imagining Discourse Syndicate and some other streams. So shout out to him for taking the leap, and the absolute irony again that he was able to leave his ex-employer because he owned something that he told them would do well. They did not listen, and he has done so well he can afford to just leave. That's the one of the best Hex flexes we've had to date. So outstanding. Yep. All right, gents. Well, everybody out there, take care, boys. All around the world, coast to coast, Puerto Rico, and chat. Thank you all. Just another great turnout, great questions. If you have any questions for next week, throw them in the comments. We'll do a Cabana Bale segment. Maybe if Wave 3 is available, we can, you know, get a chart update from him. And I think that'll about do it for this week. And thank you for John Wick and everybody else who, you know, put in some supers. You guys rock. Keep this thing going. And somebody mentioned Markable. We will be hopefully getting one of those intros as well. So that's what we're waiting on. Matty Allen, thank you. Hexagon 720, thank you. Cheers to everybody, and we will see you next week.